everybody, and welcome to our online open event for Automotive, Construction Trades and the Culinary Academy. We'll be hosting an event full of information that will assist you when making those important decisions for your next steps. We obviously appreciate things are very different at the moment and we'd love to have you here on site, but this currently is not possible. So we've got the next best thing. I'll be showing you the campus tour, so a little bit of a generic tour around the campus, because obviously you can't be with us on site yet, and also the college principal welcome. After these, we'll move into our first subject area, which will be carpentry and joinery. Each subject area will answer a few questions. I'll play their dedicated subject video once we've made it through all of the areas. We will take a look at the questions you guys have sent in. So if you do have any questions, please head over to our Facebook or Instagram account, click on the stream and just ask away. And we will get to those at the end when we head to the live Q&A part of the event. If you feel the you need more information from a dedicated tutor or subject area, this can be anything from careers, apprenticeships, bursary, travel, anything like that. Please head over to the support page, which is at the bottom of the screen now. So that's college website, so northkent.ac.uk, college life, your time at college, and then on the left hand side, the support page will be there for you to view. Also, if you miss your slot at any point throughout the whole event, then please don't panic. All of our videos are on our YouTube playlist, so if you just head to the YouTube, head to North Kent College and go on to playlists, it will be online open day 21, so you can view everything there. And there's also support area videos as well. And lastly, just before I go on to the videos of the principal welcome and campus tour, if you see any courses that you think that you obviously want to apply for, you've had that information, then please do apply. Please apply. Head to the website. You can go to northkent.ac.uk, and at the very top on the homepage, it's at apply online at the very top right hand corner for you. So now I'm going to play you the principal welcome. So please enjoy it, and I'll go on to the campus tour. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Andrews. I'm the principal of North Kent College, Gravesend, and I'd like to welcome you to this short introduction to the college. I'm really pleased you're taking the time to have a look, whether it's virtually or at some point in reality, to the facilities, to the people and staff of North Kent College, and I hope you get a good sense of what we're about here. For me, I'm really proud to say I'm the principal of North Kent College, Gravesend, because we've got a wonderful team of staff here who are really dedicated to creating an environment where young people can flourish, where they can experience something that's just a little bit more like the real world of work than young people have been used to at school, and they can take advantage of some amazing facilities and some vocational trades which will really set them on a great path to a career or to further education in their chosen subject. As a student at North Kent College, I think you're going to really enjoy your time with us. You're going to enjoy it because you get one-to-one support from tutors who are experienced in their vocational field and are there to look after your journey with us, whether that's a stepping stone into employment or staying with us for a few years to get higher level of qualifications and then going on to university. There's always going to be someone with you following that journey and signposting you to the kind of support and help you might need. So I'd like you to spend a little bit of time having a look at the different curriculum areas. We've got a vast variety of vocational trades and academic subjects to choose from. I hope you are really impressed by what you see, and I hope you consider making an application for a place at North Kent College, and I look forward to seeing you in the next academic year. Thank you very much.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the principal welcome and campus tour there. Just before we move into our first subject area, which will be carpentry and joinery with Andrew, one of our lecturers, I just want to recap on a few things. So if you do miss any of the videos or anything today, please don't worry. You can go straight to the YouTube playlist. All of the subject area videos are there, including support area videos as well. So things like industry placements, English and maths, apprenticeship, careers. So there's great content for you to watch even after as well. You feel free to have a look at that. And also, if you've got any questions throughout this whole event, we are having a large live Q&A sessions. So please feel free to head over to Facebook or Instagram. And as well, the support pages. If you have any questions that you don't want to answer live and you would like a little bit more one-to-one support, that's not a problem at all. You can get in touch with us by going to the support page, and that's located on the college website. Head to College Life, your time at college, and then on the left hand side you'll see the support page there. So just click on that, fill out the form, and a tutor or subject area will get back to you within the next working week. So please feel free to grab that up if you need it. Also, lastly, again, if you see any courses that you really would like to apply for, then please do apply. Places do fill up, so we do recommend the sooner the better. Get that ball rolling and get on with your application. So I'm gonna head into the carpentry and joinery section now. So I'm gonna bring Andrew on. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Not too bad. Sitting on my sofa at home, waiting to talk to anybody that needs to.
That's great. That's great. So, obviously, I'm going to start by asking you just a few questions, just some frequently asked questions that we get, and then I will play your wonderful video, and then. So the first one is, if you could give us myself and obviously all the people watching that's hopefully interested in carpentry and joinery, a brief overview of the course. I mean, if there's a unit that you know that your students really enjoy, or it's something that you've just completed, then please feel free to go into a little bit more detail, just to give those prospective students that are watching that insight into carpentry and joinery, really.
Okay, no problem at all. Easiest way to first start off, it's 2 years. First year is the basics, so it's all the hand skills, it's the use of all the tools, it's getting to know a little bit about the trade. So if you're not too certain what it is, the first year is that particular stepping stone. So it encompasses a bit of site, it encompasses a bit of joinery, so that you've learned all your hand skills, you've learned all the tools, and you know sort of a little bit. You become what we call in the trade dangerous, because you've got that little bit of knowledge. And it's split to hand tools, wood joints, glues, nails, screws, that makes things. So you'll even make a little table that you can take home and give to your mum or your dad to put a pint of beer on or a glass of wine on, beside the settee, as well as making a little roof and a bit of stud work. The second year, I normally say this bit and everybody goes, what? Because we build a house full size in the workshop. And it's like, really? Yeah, every student has their own room. It's only 2.5 meters square, but every student has their own little room. And they're going to put floor joists in, floorboards, stud work, door frames, window frames, hang a door, fit a little kitchen, make them fit a little staircase, do the architraves, and then you're even going to climb up the scaffolding and stick a roof on it. So at the end of the 2 years, there's nothing in carpentry that you won't actually have an understanding of, so that you can hold your own out there. And running right alongside that is the apprenticeship program. So you can dip into it at any time. So as soon as you find that employer that says, come and work for me, we can switch you from full-time to part-time and into that apprenticeship route. We normally have got a pretty good take-up because the employers do know the standard that we deliver. And there we go. That's me done, I think.
Perfect, thank you. A little bit more I want from you.
Oh, go on then.
Just a little bit. If you could go into the levels that you offer and the entry requirements.
Right, so to get onto the course, I need that dreaded maths and English, that grade 3 in maths and grade 3 in English. Preferably a 4, but I will accept a 3. The 2 courses is diploma level 1 in carpentry and joinery, and the second year is diploma level 2 in site carpentry. We don't do the second year bench joinery. All right, so it is purely and simply site carpentry. That gives you your 2 levels. It gives you what you need, and that's those 2 GCSEs, that maths and that English. Preferably aim for that 4, but if you've only got a 3, we're still okay. Anything else I've missed?
Just obviously one of the things that I'm going to be saying a lot through the whole event, and I have already, is how people can apply, and that is obviously by the website.
Yeah, simply by that.
Do you guys have an application process within your area? Do they need to do
the easiest way to say that is, as soon as you've put in your application form, Isabel will email you the second part. That is a questionnaire that we've asked you to fill in. You send that in to me along with your prospective grades from school. I can then look at that, and then at the appointed time we will have either a Zoom call or a phone call with a student and a parent, because it's a partnership between parents and students and us in the college, so that we're in constant contact with everybody. Even during lockdown, I've got a meeting tonight with my parents and my students about the return, and that's going to be at 7 o'clock tonight, because obviously they'll have finished work. So it's this partnership between everybody to make it work for you as that prospective student, because you're the important one, not me, not mum and dad, you the student. So we've got to make certain it's right for you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Andrew.
No problem.
Just a last question before I play your lovely video.
That's
You
all right.
mentioned obviously about the apprenticeships offer
Yeah.
that you guys have. Is there anything else that you would like to kind of expand on? Is there like work placements,
We've
progression routes, anything like that?
Okay, so with the apprenticeship route, we normally start talking to you about halfway through year one. You can start an apprenticeship bang on day one, no problems at all. But we're then starting to talk to you about what you want to do halfway through the first year, about starting to engage with employers out there. We've got a set of employers that regularly come to us and say, have you got another student that we can take? Which we actively sort of work with. We've got Stuart, who's our work-based assessor, who comes in regularly and talks to you about employers out there, so that it's that constant process all of the time. We can't go with one employer because a lot of the firms that we work with are small companies, and they only take one student on for a year, 2 years, then they move on to another one. So it's that engagement about where you go and get your job from. That's primarily what it's about. But there's quite a few. Myself, I've been in the industry a long time till I came into college. I've got a lot of contacts out there, and I'm always talking to them about getting you guys into work. And then we've also got a lady in college who is sorting out work placements for people as well. So there's a pretty good sort of chance of that. Last year, even with the lockdown, 80% of our students finished up with a work placement and were working in the trade at the end of the year. So I'm hoping to have the same this year as well. There we go.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much, Andrew, for that amazing insight. I'm now
It's
going to
okay.
play your video and we'll see you again at the live Q&A session. Thank you.
Not a problem. Bye.
So I think Andrew might have dropped out a little bit in terms of connection, guys. But if that is the case, then don't panic. Hopefully the video will showcase a bit more if you didn't get anything of that. So please enjoy. And again, if you do need that little bit of extra support or you missed something, then just head to the support page and fill out the form. So please enjoy the video.
My name's Mark Milner. I'm a lecturer in Carpentry Joinery here at North Kent College. My previous experience, I've worked for joinery companies locally in Kent and South East London, and I also worked for a couple of years for a stair manufacturing company in Toronto, Canada. We have a completely dedicated building here. We have our own classroom upstairs and a bench workshop upstairs where our year ones learn, and downstairs we have two large workshops where our year twos work, and also a machine shop where all our timber is prepared.
Hi, I'm Steph, currently studying level 2 carpentry, and I'm in my second year. The course, we have one-to-one with lecturers. We have like one lecturer at the most. The first year we had a couple, but we had one main lecturer, which is obviously different from being at high school or secondary school where you have multiple teachers for different subjects. You can specialise in one particular subject as well, so you don't have to think about like a broad spectrum of them. So obviously we're focused on carpentry here, which is going to be the way forward in construction work. So I wanted to study animals, and then I decided that I wanted to move away from animals and instead go into construction. And so I came here knowing that it's one of the best construction, the North Kent College has some of the best construction courses going in the southeast.
Every student gets his or her own bay, and they essentially build a house. They start off with, at the very bottom, with wall floor plates. They put joists on top, they put a decking on that, they build stud walls, they put a ceiling up and a roof on top of that. They put a hatch in where there's a water tank stand. They second fix, they put in a kitchen, they put in a staircase, they clad it, they put skirting and architrave around, they hang a door. Everything that you'd find on a real site, they do here to real life sizes. We start off our students in level 1, where they learn both carpentry and joinery. We learn all the basic woodworking joints, and then we go on to make small projects. They prepare themselves for the hand skills that they need in year 2, and where they go on to make full-size projects. Occasionally, they will get an apprenticeship, hopefully through the summer holiday between year 1 and year 2, and they'll come back to us in year 2 as an apprentice. And by the end of year 2, most of our students have got employment by that time, either as an apprentice or as a part-timer and still studying full-time. For those who haven't got the necessary grades, they can even start on the multi-trade course, where they learn a bit of carpentry, a bit of painting and decorating, and a bit of brickwork, and then get their functional skills, their maths and English up to a certain level, and then they're ready for the full programme, level 1 carpentry and joinery.
Don't be afraid. You, especially if you're a girl, it's fine, you're going to be fine. I'm obviously also a girl and I'm treated no differently than the rest of the class. And yeah, just because it's a predominantly male industry doesn't mean that doesn't stop you from also entering construction if you wish.
Occasionally we have some students who progress further and they go on to university and they study towards one of the professions, such as an architect or a surveyor, and they forge out a really successful career for themselves in that path. And occasionally they'll come back in years to come, and they even talk to our students about the path they took and what they've achieved. We work to industry standards, we drum that in all the way through, and because of that, all of our students, virtually all of our students, will be in full-time employment by the time they finish the course.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the slot with carpentry and joinery there. If you have missed your slot, then please don't panic. All subject and support area videos are on our YouTube playlist, online open event 21 playlist. So please feel free to head over there. Also, if you need any extra support in terms of hearing from a dedicated tutor or a support area, then head to the website on the support page. So you can go to northkent.ac.uk, college life, your time at college, and then online open day support will be there on the left hand side. If you have any questions at all and you would like them answered now today, then feel free to head over to Facebook or Instagram, comment on the stream, and we'll get those through and we can ask them to the dedicated tutors at the end in the live Q&A slot. And again, if you would like to apply for carpentry and joinery or any of the courses that you see today, then please head over to the website northkent.ac.uk, and then on the home page, so as soon as you land on the page, the top right hand corner, there'll be apply online for you there. So now carpentry and joinery has now finished, but again, if you've got any questions, head over to Facebook and Instagram. Now I'm going to bring on Phil, who's a lecturer in Brickwork and Multi-trades. Hello.
Hello, Sean.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, Phil, I can't hear you at the moment.
Oh, that's a good
I
start.
could just hear you again.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yep, I can hear you now.
Good.
So
Okay.
I'm just going to ask you a few questions.
Yes, no problem.
If you could answer, obviously, a few of them, that would be great, just to give those people that little bit of insight. So if you could just start with a brief overview of the course, and basically give the students that are watching, or the prospective students that are watching, that little bit of insight around brickwork and multi-trades, that would be great.
Yeah, that's no problem. So we mainly deal with two courses from the students that are coming from school, and that would be Brickwork Level 1. In that we have 8 units, starting with sort of health and safety, quantities communication, and we have a technology unit as well. So they're mainly the paper-based units that we cover. And then the rest will be practical. So you'll be building brick walls, block walls, cavity walls. You'll learn how to mix mortar, concrete, and then we do a setting out unit as well. So that covers all the spectrum of bricklaying. And again, similar to carpentry, you're learning all those hand skills, most of the students for the first time. So it's practice, practice, and practice up to Christmas. And then after that, we look to start to do all the practical assessments, because by then we're hoping the hand standard. Brickwork, we have also end of unit tests. So for every unit that we do, there is an end of unit test, which is on a computer. It's all multi-choice. We look, obviously, they all need to be passed to gain the qualification. Entry requirements, brickwork, again, we're looking for the 3s. Hopefully be 4s and 5s, that would be good. But we're really looking for GCSE grade level 3s. Multi-trade, grade criteria for that will be with 2. So we're looking for 2s in English and maths for that as well.
What levels do you have in brickwork?
So that would be the level 1 brickwork. But we are hoping, fingers crossed, that we can maybe get a level 2 program in place as soon as possible. But at the moment, we just deliver the level 1 brickwork course. With the multi-trade, it's level 2. We're looking at grade 2s for English and maths. And in that, we do brickwork, carpentry, and painting. This will then lead you on to a full-time course, trades, in the following year.
Perfect, thank you. So obviously I've mentioned a lot how everybody can apply online via the website, but have you guys got an application process at all?
Yes, so again, the students will need to go onto the college website and apply. That will get processed and sent to us. We'll be looking for a school report, if that can be sent to us before we do the interview. As Andy stated, it's either going to be over a Zoom call, a telephone call, but obviously now we're looking to sort of come back into college face to face. I doubt it, so it's more than likely going to be a telephone conversation, but we will need to see a school report with predicted grades, and then we can do the interview process, and then within that, each student will get told whether they get offered a place or not.
Perfect, thank you very much. So just to end on, before I play your video, do you have anything that you'd just kind of like to expand on in regards to maybe apprenticeships, work placements, progression routes? Feel free to obviously expand on any of those points.
Yeah, no problems. Unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have enough bricklayers coming through to run an apprenticeship program, but we do get local builders contacting us regarding any students that we would recommend to sort of go out into industry. So that work placement could come into place. Progression, we do have a progression onto our maintenance level 2 course. Very similar to a hard landscaping course. So there is a progression there from anyone coming from multi-trade or brick level 1. Hard landscaping would be in walls, patios, putting up fences, maybe a bit of turf, fendering, plastering. So where you're sort of maintaining a property, but it's a lot to do with hard landscaping. So that's the progression for us at the college.
Perfect, thank you very much. So now I'm going to move on to your video and play that wonderful video, just to give people obviously the insight into your facilities as well. So thank you very much, Phil, and we'll see you at the live Q&A at the end. Bye.
Okay, thank you, Sean.
So I'm going to just play the video for you now, guys. Please enjoy. Again, if you've got any questions, head over to Facebook or Instagram and comment.
Brickwork and construction tutor for North Kent College. I've been at the college 17 years in November. Prior to that, since I was the age of 17 going on 18, I worked in construction, trained as a qualified bricklayer and worked on new builds, sports centres, little extensions, all bits in between as well. So I covered general building and as well as being a bricklayer by trade. Well, see, this is the construction area. We've got Brickwork, which is a fully functioning workshop. All the basically tools are supplied by the college. Everything we do there is to industrial standards. We've got a wet cut clipper saw in there as well for cutting bricks, blocks, etc., within there. Also outside, we've got an area for the maintenance program, which is a repair program rather than a build program. They still know how to do it. It's like if you know how something is built, when you come to repair it, it's so much easier to repair it if you know how to do it. So they build it first and then they repair it after the event. Is the same thing. So they do like brick repairs, piles, pavers and curbs, plaster and render as witnessed by these walls behind us and stuff like that as well. So we do maintenance as well. Also we do multi-trade, which is a qualification where you're not quite sure what you want to do in construction, but say you do a little bit of bricklaying, a little bit of painting and decorating, a little bit of carpentry, a little bit of maybe ceramic tiling. It gives you an idea of what's there in construction if you want to carry on in construction at a later date. So you think, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to become a bricklayer, I want to become a painter or a carpenter. You've got an idea of what you've got to do as you go through it. By coming to do construction, you are hopefully going to get a skill set that could make you further employed, or just for yourself later on, rather than pay somebody. You know how to do it yourself. If you wanted to do like a barbecue, garden wall, you can do it yourself. But there is money out there. People of my age are leaving construction and aren't being replaced in the same volume by the youngsters, so therefore the only way you can get people is by paying them more money. So therefore the actual level of pay is going up and up and up in construction. So it's just the right time to get into construction. From our point of view, obviously we like everybody to go into construction. We know some don't, but the majority do find employment in construction, doing hopefully bricklaying or whatever they want to do. And we've obviously had ties with, like there's the big development up by Sainsbury's. We put some lads in up there, and when they were doing Christian Fields, we had some lads going up there as well. So we do get obviously ties with local construction people that come interested in taking people on, or they might decide to do that. We've had some students that decided to start their own little business, like jobbing builders, doing little garden walls, then doing little extensions. They're doing quite well for themselves. And actually, last week they were down in near Borough Green building 5 houses. So it does obviously work if you've got that mindset and you want to do something that you find interesting and rewarding. Obviously, within construction, everything we do is work ready. Hence why they all wear high-vis vests, all got boots on. Obviously, again, we just expect exactly the same thing. If you're going to work, you got to work, right? So the idea is getting you ready to be on time, get used to the same experience, exactly the same as you would do, work neat and tidy, make sure you clean up after yourself, because when you go to a customer's house, you don't want to make loads of mess. So we're just trying to instill this work ethic again. They've got to use all the correct PPE at all times, exactly the same as you would do going to work. And we don't make them wear hard hats, but obviously if we're outside, they're not so much in the maintenance, but they're outside doing setting out. We do again make sure they're again getting ready for what they might come to when they go to work. Because obviously you might think, oh, the builder down the road, he just walks in his trainers and doesn't do anything like that. But when you go to work for the bigger construction firms, you've got to wear gloves, which they get. You've got to wear high vis, which they get, and you've got to wear like jeans at all times, which they must do as well. So we're just basically trying to instill this is what you do at work, and after a while this becomes second nature. They come straight into the workshop, they get their vest, get their level, and crack on with it. There is going to be good career opportunities out there, either doing it or managing it, or later on having your own firm and doing it as well, managing it. So if this is what you want to do, come to, obviously look on the website, look at the career prospects, apply if you want to do it, and hopefully we'll see you in September for next year.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the slot there. Again, if you did miss any of the slots, so carpentry and joinery, brickwork and multi-trades, don't panic. You can head to the YouTube playlist and all the videos will be there for you to view. So if you just head to YouTube, North Kent College, and then it's the 21 playlist for you. There's support area videos on there as well. If you do need extra support, want more information about careers, apprenticeships, bursary, SEN, anything like that, then please head to the website and you can fill out the form there. So that'll be on northkent.ac.uk, college life, your time at college, online open day support. There'll be a form there for you to fill out, and a staff member will get back to you within the next working week. If you want to ask a question either on Facebook or Instagram, please head over there now. We will be heading into our live Q&A fairly soon. So if you've got any questions for anybody that you've already seen or whoever's coming up, then please make sure that you comment and send those questions in for us. Lastly, again, if you would like to apply for any of the courses that you see today, then please head over to the website now and apply. We do recommend the earlier, the better. Get that ball rolling on your application. So I'm going to bring on Karen now, who's our curriculum manager in painting and decorating. Hello.
Hi, Sean. You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Good, good. So I'm sure you know the few questions that I'm going to ask you. So
Yep.
The first one, if you could just kind of give a brief overview of the course, maybe some units that the students that you know that they really enjoy, just to give those people that are watching that little bit of insight into painting and decorating.
Yep, no worries. So our workshop that we have at Gravesend is set up into two sort of different areas. We have the small bay areas where students will work either on their own or in pairs. And then we have another area which some of our apprentices work on, which is more of a house that has a staircase going up through the middle of it. It's got a little bit of a landing on top, and it gives them some sort of different types of areas to work on. And then on the outside of that, we've got scaffolding height with blockwork, fascias, guttering. So we've sort of got a little bit of an internal and an external areas to work on. The courses that we're currently running in painting and decorating is we can start you off on a level 1 painting and decorating course. And the entry requirements for this is a minimum of a GCSE grade 3, maths and English, or equivalent level 1 functional skills. So you can come into college and you can do your course, which will be 3 days a week. And all our courses, multi-skills, painting, carpentry, brickwork, maintenance, they're all 3 days a week, which is a full-time course. Within that, you'll obviously have to do your maths and English again, sorry, unless you're exempt from that. And also we look at employability skills and trying to get people work ready. So within the level 1, as I said, it's 3 days a week. You'll learn the basics of health and safety, communications and building knowledge. So learning how properties and how buildings are built from below ground level upwards. And those 3 units are actually across all trades. So if you're going into painting, brickwork or carpentry, you will learn those units. We then move on to the actual doing part and the practical elements, which is setting up and using access equipment. So as long as you're not scared of heights, you'll be fine on that. And that is things like hop up, step ladders, mobile towers, and scaffolding. We also then start to do your normal boring bits of preparation of surfaces, so lots of rubbing down and filling, getting a bit dusty before we can start to paint the surfaces. And again, we look at anything that you'll find inside a building: ceilings, walls, woodwork, doors, windows. And then we can move on to a little bit more of the arty ones, which is wallpapering and paint effects. From then, once you finish that first year course, as long as we're happy with you, you have an option of either to progress on to a level 2 painting and decorating course, which again is a little bit similar to the level 1, but we also enhance onto those, and we add a little bit more paint effects with regards to marbling and graining, so it's more specialised. And then wallpapering, we start to look at more complex wallpapering, so things like staircases, ceilings, and we also then start looking at HVLP spraying.
Wow, lots.
Yeah, we do try and do quite a bit within those areas.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. So I've obviously mentioned about how people apply, that's via the website.
Yeah.
But do you have an application process within your department?
Yeah, so the application process would be to apply online. That will then get sent through to me with, that will then get sent out to you with a questionnaire to fill out, which tells me a little bit about yourself as to why you want to apply, what you might like about painting, decorating, and it sort of helps me get a feel of you. And then you'll get booked in once you return that along with your predicted grades and a current school report. You'll then get booked in for an interview, and that will be carried out like the others, either on Zoom, Teams, or via the phone. And as long as I'm happy and that you are looking at the predicted grades of a 3 or above, we can send you out an offer for that course. If you don't get the 3s that you're looking at, i.e. some people, they'll come in, get their grades and think, oh, I didn't really get what I thought I was going to need, and start to panic a bit. All I'd say is please don't panic. You can still potentially come onto a course. It might mean that you might have to start on a lower level to what you wanted to do, but we will always be quite fair and give people good options and good advice to try and make sure that, one, they can do the course they really wanted to do, and two, if not, then they can start to build those stepping stones to get to where they want to.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So just before I play your video and show the wonderful facilities that you do have that we've heard you say, is there anything that you'd kind of want to just mention or expand on? I know you said about your progression routes within the internal levels. If there's anything else, then please do obviously mention it.
Yeah, I mean, we also run apprenticeships within painting and decorating, and there's 2 ways that we work with that. Sometimes we have employers that come into us with learners that they want to take on as an apprentice, and therefore they will then start to infill into our first year painter and decorator group, and then move on to the second year for the next year. So all of our apprenticeships at the moment in painting are currently just over 2 years. The other option that we have available is we also have employers that come to us and say, we're looking at taking on an apprentice, and what we will then do is look at our current cohorts, get them to fill out complete CVs, and then we would send them out on some work experience or work placements to see if they like it, if it's what they think it's going to be, and also if they feel that it's going to work with the employer. Once that's happened, then we can transfer them across to an apprenticeship.
Perfect. Lovely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So now I'm going to move on to your video, but I'll see you later in the live Q&A. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks, Sean. Bye.
Bye. So I hope everybody enjoyed the insight into painting and decorating. I'm just going to play you the video so you can put all of what Karen said in terms of the amazing facilities that they have into real life, really. So please enjoy.
My name is Karen Wyatt. I'm an assistant curriculum manager for construction. I also teach the level 1 and level 2 paint and decorating courses. Part of my job role is to not only teach but also to do the NVQ assessments. I've been in industry for about 30 years doing paint and decorating. I started off as an apprentice and worked my way up through some different organisations to site management and then into teaching, and I've been here for about 12 years. The facilities we offer is a bespoke workshop that can facilitate level 1, level 2 and level 3 painting and decorating if we needed to run it. We also run apprenticeships within the group. We do a variety of units for the level 1, which is classroom and workshop based qualifications. We do a variety of ceilings, walls, woodwork, doors, specialist paint effects, wallpapering. Level 1 is an introduction to painting and decorating, and for some of our learners it will give you a start to go on to an apprenticeship at the end of the first year. Some of our learners come in brand new and they are apprentices when they come in. Some of the employers that we work with are quite happy to come in and do interviews. They come in and have a look at our learners that are current full-timers with a view to taking them on as an apprentice at the end of the first academic year. From then on, they can turn on to an apprentice, which is a 2-year programme in industry where they go out and they'll spend all week with an employer, 1 day a week in college to undertake their EPA standard apprenticeship.
My name's Erica Farrell. I'm on level 1 painting and decorating. I chose the course with the plan to go on to do a level 3 set design at Dartford. What I like about the course is that I like the experience. We do lots of group projects as well as individual work. We get to do creative work such as stuff like this, and it also practices our skills and also teaches us how to improve our skills. I chose college mainly for the aspect of it's more hands-on, it's more creative. I don't do very good in a classroom setting, and this is, honestly, I've only been here for 6 weeks and it's been 10 times better than school.
We start off with a little bit of brush skills, so some of our full-time first years will come in, they'll learn how to use a brush. Currently they're looking at setting out designs on walls, which can then lead on to competition work that we do either in-house to start with, then amongst other colleges, and eventually they can go on to do national competitions for specific paint supplier trophies. We are quite keen on entering students into competitions. It develops their skills, shows other colleges what our learners can do, and it also shows some employers of some of the skills that our learners have developed and why they should come to North Kent College. So within the paint and decorating course, they obviously come and do the practical and the theory elements, but alongside that they'll do their maths and English and employability skills. We work closely with our employability team to try and get industry work placements so they can go out and do work experience, get an idea of what industry's like generally. Some learners will go out and find it's not actually really what they want to do. Some learners will go out and think they love it. So it gives them an insight into, before they leave college, what they really want to look at regarding college and how they want to progress and where they want to progress to.
Be prepared for hard work. It's very laborious. It's very repetitive. You've got to do the same stuff over and over again, but it's also really enjoyable.
So if you wish to apply for a paint and decorating course, you can fill out the application on the website. That will come through. We're quite happy to have a chat with you if you want some more information on the course. A lot of the course, as I said, is hands-on skills, although there is some theory involved as well, so you need to be aware of what you're taking on, and that's why we're quite happy to have a chat with you. We'll then have an interview, and then we can look forward to having you come into enrol for September next year.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the insight there from Karen regarding painting and decorating. If you have missed your slot, then please don't panic. All subject area and support area videos are on our YouTube playlist. So just head to YouTube, North Kent College, and it's the online open event 21 playlist for you there. Again, if you want any more support, so information in regards to careers, apprenticeships, bursary, SEN, or you'd like to speak a little bit more in depth to a dedicated tutor that you've seen today, then please head over to the support page. On there, there's a form that you can fill out, and then a tutor or a staff member will get back to you within the next working week. And that's on the North Kent College website, College Life, Your Time at College, and then online open day support. Again, we're going to be moving into our live Q&A probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to head over to Facebook or Instagram and comment on the stream. They'll come through directly to me, and I will ask everybody here the questions that you guys want answered. And just one last thing, obviously, before we move into our last area on this half of the event, if you would like to apply, please head over to the website and apply, get that ball rolling for your September start with us. So now I'm going to bring on Duncan. He is our curriculum manager for the Culinary Academy. So let's bring him on. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
And as you can see, I'm actually at work. I'm not at home.
I know. One of the lucky ones.
Yeah, I'm in one of the classrooms.
Brilliant.
And I've got my get-up as well.
Yes.
On as well. We've been in the kitchens today with a few students.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's really good.
Catch up.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm sure you know what I'm going to ask you, considering you've been here for the whole event. So first things first, we want to know that little bit of insight in regards to your courses. So if you could give a brief overview of the course, maybe some units that you know the students have really enjoyed in the past, just to give people that real insight into what they could be studying.
Okay, yeah, we tend to look similar to carpentry, I suppose. We look at it as a 2-year program. So you would join us on a professional chef's diploma. You're starting at level 1. So again, you work towards some of those basic skills that you need to work in kitchens. You're in the industry. From there, you would work on cooking processes within the kitchen, be it boiling, poaching, steaming, grilling, frying, within your practical cookery sessions. There's some classroom based stuff as well, so you learned quite a lot of theory to do with food hygiene, health and safety, nutrition, that type of thing, working as a team, which is a key part to working in hospitality. From that, it is quite heavily practical, so you're looking probably about 80% practical. Within our kitchens, you have 2 individual cookery classes where everyone works to the same recipes and skills that you need. And then there's quite a lot of work experience within your first year within the college environment, because set aside having our own professional kitchens, we also have a fully functioning restaurant, and the students get involved in providing the meals for the rest of the students at the Gravesend campus. So there's a lot going on practically, and you're forever developing those skills and behaviours that you need to work in the industry. And similar to the other programs, these practical programs, you can jump off and move on to an apprenticeship sort of at any time on there. But you're always building towards those skills that employers need, for employment and for an apprenticeship in the future. That's good. In the second year, you work more with commodities if you do the professional cookery route. But remember, in your first year, because you are working in the restaurant, you are, serving guests and serving customers in the canteen, and you may opt to go down the food and beverage route. So you do more customer facing work, study on that side of it. So first year is really everyone's in the same pot, working towards those skills that you need to work in the industry, be it front of house or in the kitchen. And in the second year, you can sort of specialise on your level 2 programme. So some will move on to a professional food service diploma in their second year. There's an optional third year, either into an apprenticeship or into our level 3 programme, which currently is running. We run hospitality supervision, which is more front of house, and for the kitchen we run a professional cookery level 3, and you'll find yourself running the restaurant kitchen, being second commander at those level, and being a supervisor when we're running the restaurant sessions and running sessions down in the canteen downstairs. Okay, that's sort of a little bit of an insight.
Yeah, lovely, perfect. Thank you, Duncan. So just to move on, you did mention about the levels and the years and things. Could you just expand on the entry requirements for each of those courses, and if you could include English and maths as well, that would be really good.
Yeah, so for our diploma programme, we're looking at 3s in both maths and English, ideally, on there. As I said, as Karen was saying before, don't worry too much if you haven't got those grades. We have an alternative programme that helps you work a little bit on those maths and English for you to gain onto that diploma programme. So we do have a group of students that are working on what we call a certificate level, and they do a little bit more on their maths and English to get those grades. So for that. So 3s, 4s again and above is ideal, because that gives you a lot more time working in the practical areas and doing the cookery and things like that, whilst everyone else is sitting in the classroom doing maths and English.
Perfect, lovely, thank you. And again, obviously, people can apply on the website, but do you have an application process that the students, prospective students, would need to be aware of?
Yeah. So, obviously we're currently online at the moment, so we're doing all our interviews either by Teams, Zoom, or by the old telephone method. But yeah, if you do apply, you will get a link, an email back with a link to some sort of interview preparation, just about centered around what things we're going to be asking you, what your feelings are, about what you'd like to do now and in the future, that type of thing. Obviously supported with your predicted grades that you're going to get, hopefully from the school on there. So we sort of use that as a basis for our chat. I don't hate to think it's a grilling or type of interview. It is more of a two-way chat, just to get to know each other and just get what you're about and what your aspirations are really for and reason for wanting to go and work in hospitality.
Perfect, lovely. Thank you very much, Duncan. So just lastly to end, I just wanted to ask you if there's anything else that you'd like to kind of expand on. You mentioned about your apprenticeships, the opportunities to obviously progress internally, but is there anything else, or if you'd like to recap, then please feel free to.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, sort of going back to the apprenticeship side of things, it isn't just chef apprentices that we do. So we have what we call our main apprenticeship is a commis chef standard, which is to work in professional kitchens, within restaurants, in hotels and things like that. We also run the maritime caterer apprenticeship. So we have a cohort of students or apprentices coming from P&O ferries. So in between their trips from Dover to Calais, they do pop up on a bi-weekly basis to do some cookery and some theory and stuff with us. So that's really good. We run what we call the production chef apprenticeship as well. So they're more geared at chefs that are working in some of the national restaurants, be it TGI Fridays or some of the national restaurants that you see in Blue Water and things like that. And we also do the hospitality team member, which is more sort of front of house or multi-skilled. So you'll do a bit of front of house, maybe you'll be customer facing, but you'll still do some preparation and things like that as well. Work experience is quite a key part. So even at year one, you will do work experience within our commercial restaurant and our canteen. It's a bit more supported because you're actually on campus. In the second year, you're looking at working with some of our sort of key employer partners locally. We even have had chefs that have gone to have work experience at the Ritz in London, if that's the area you want to go into. Blue Water is just down the road, so we have a number of students that have gone to have work experience over in those type of places, both front of house and in the kitchens as well, so that you'll get a huge breadth of knowledge and experience really if you come to the Culinary Academy at North Kent.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Duncan. That was an amazing insight. I really enjoyed it. I hope everybody else watching obviously enjoyed it as well. But now I'm going to give everybody that little bit more insight into your area and play that wonderful video. So thank you very much, Duncan, and we'll see you at the end for the live Q&A.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye. So if anybody's got any questions that they would like answered live, we are going into the live Q&A section very, very soon. So please head over to Facebook or Instagram to comment. And if, again, you would like any more information, that little bit more extra information, then head to the support page on our website. And you can fill out the form and a staff member will get back to you within the next working week. So enjoy the video and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.
Yeah, my name's Duncan Wheatman. I'm the curriculum manager at the Culinary Academy at North Kent College. I'm responsible really for overseeing all the curriculum, but also all the catering at the Gravesend campus. Previous to that, I've worked probably almost 20 years in the industry, from 4- and 5-star hotels to running pubs and restaurants. Culinary Academy really made up of a couple of catering kitchens where students will learn professional cookery, and also we have our own restaurant that's open to the public, or hopefully will be open to the public in the next couple of weeks, where we serve, paying guests and give the students first-hand experience, really. Our kitchens are equipped with industry standard equipment, such as combination ovens, salamanders, grills, that type of thing. So the students will have first-hand experience on these bits of equipment that they would probably use in the industry. The reason we changed our sort of name to the Culinary Academy is really based on what we do as a curriculum area at North Kent College. We've got some really strong ties with local businesses and some, really Kent-based chefs that have come in, and they will teach the students, show them special skills that they have in their restaurants, and even offer work placements to our level 2 and level 3 students. Our courses start on a level 1 type programme where you're learning all the basic skills that you need to work in the industry. So students who join us will usually join on our professional chef's diploma. So year 1 is really an introduction to professional cookery, working in our production kitchens and our training kitchens, and then taking that onto a year 2 programme where they'll work more with commodities and really develop those skills to become qualified chefs in the industry. At any point throughout the studies here, we do encourage students to get jobs, part-time jobs, and even move on to apprenticeships. So currently we're training apprentices that work for P&O ferries, as well as apprentices that work in local restaurants and pubs. Students that are interested in coming into a really vibrant hospitality industry, either as a chef or working more front of house with customers, then the process is really just go onto our website, apply for either professional chef's diploma or the professional food service diploma, and we can take things forward there. Throughout the year we're going to have some taster days where you can come in and experience what it's been like at the college, as well as working within our Culinary Academy. We look forward to seeing your application and having a chat with you to take things further.
So I hope everybody has enjoyed all the insight that all of the areas in this half of the event has provided you. Just before we move on into the live Q&As, I just want to give you a little bit more information. So if you have missed your slot for this half of the event, please don't panic. All subject area videos are on the YouTube playlist. So all the subject videos, all the support area videos are on the YouTube playlist. So you just got to head to YouTube, North Kent College, and playlists, and it will be the online open event playlist 21. If you want more information regarding careers, apprenticeships, bursary, SEN, or want to just talk to a dedicated tutor that you've seen today, then you can head to northkent.ac.uk, college life, which is in the top bar, your time at college, and then online open day support. And on there will be a form. You can fill that out and a staff member will get back to you within the next working week. If you've got any questions, obviously we're about to head into the live Q&As now. So if you have any questions, then please send them in. The sooner the better, and then we can get them answered for you. And then lastly, just before we move on, if you are interested in applying, then please head to the website for a September start with us. So my first question is going to be for carpentry and joinery. So I'm going to bring Andrew back on, and let me just bring him on. Hello.
Hello.
So the first question, someone's asked, can I specialise in a certain type of woodwork?
The two specialists is either bench joinery or site carpentry. We realistically only deal with site carpentry, not bench joinery, although we cover elements of it in year 1. In year 2, we need to teach all aspects of site carpentry. So that is first fix, second fix, structural carcassing, roofing, and finishing, as well as maintenance. So the course is an all-round site carpentry course, which encompasses all elements of site carpentry. When you go out into the work placement, yes, you may wish to specialise in one or the other, but as a qualified carpenter, you need to be able to switch between one and the other.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Andrew. So I'm going to bring on now Phil from Multi-trades and Brickwork to answer the next question. Hello.
Hello, Sean.
So somebody has asked, do you teach how to lay driveways?
We do that as well, yes. I've shown students how to do block paving, patios and stuff like that. So if it's something that somebody would like and see how it's done, then yes, we can show them that, and maybe dedicate possibly a week or two to do that.
Okay, perfect. And another question has just come in asking, does multi-trade and brickwork cross over, or is it just one course?
No, so there's two courses. We have the multi-trade course and we have the bricklaying course. But within the multi-trade course, you will do bricklaying for around 10 weeks before you move on to the next trade. So you'll get maybe 10 to 12 weeks of doing bricklaying, which will then give you a good idea whether you would like to take that forward for the following year and go on to the full-time bricklaying course.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much, Phil.
Thank you.
So I'm going to move on to Karen now from painting and decorating.
Hi, Sean.
Hello. So somebody's asked, can I go onto a level 3 straight from school?
Unfortunately, within our current painting and decorating qualifications, the way that the progress works is you have to complete the level 1, then the level 2, then the level 3. Some qualification areas, depending on your GCSE grades, may be allowed to put you onto a level 3, but unfortunately, currently within construction, we're not able to do that. There is something coming out called the T levels, which is a new setup of qualifications coming out, and there is possibly the options for that. However, they're not completely set in within our construction areas within the college at the moment for a progression. We can run a diploma level 3. We are currently looking at running it come September, but it is a full cost provision, which means it's being paid for by a company who want to put their learners through that. But they have obviously already done the level 1 and level 2.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. And obviously in the video, if I briefly remember, you mentioned about some competitions that you put your students towards. Could you just expand on those? That would be really great.
Yeah, we work with a few colleges generally, and we run some in-house competitions within learners. We also compete against other Kent colleges. And a majority of our construction courses, especially painting, carpentry and brickwork, we do national competitions as well. So we will work with suppliers. So for instance, with painting, it will be things like the Crown Paint suppliers, Johnson's, and we run competitions there, or we host competitions where you'll get learners from other colleges come in and you'll get given a drawing, and you have to take that drawing, put it onto the wall, set it out, paint it, do any paint effects, any wallpapering. And that's the same within carpentry and bricklaying as well. So we do try and encourage a lot of our learners to do something a little bit probably out the box from what they normally do when they come in. But it is quite a nice enjoyment to do that. You can win some really good prizes. You can win money. You get yourself a really good level of standard of, of level of ability to be able to take that, especially when you put it on your CV when you've done it from college, and say, well, I've actually worked against other colleges and I've won competitions, which we've done in the past.
Okay, perfect. Somebody has just asked as well, do you supply equipment, or do I have to buy my own brushes?
No, we supply all the equipment, tools and equipment and materials that you need to complete your course. The only thing we do ask learners to buy is their PPE, i.e. pair of boots, and depending on what trade area you go into, a set of overalls. We're also looking at investing into potentially buying a bit like a uniform, because when you go out to work, a lot of employers will expect you to wear a uniform so you can be identified easier, and it makes you look a bit more part of a team. So we are actually also looking at investing into some t-shirts as well, so it will identify which department you're in within college.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much, Karen.
No worries, you're welcome.
So I'm going to bring Duncan on now from the Culinary Academy. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So somebody's asked, do you teach silver service?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So our level twos that are currently studying their food service diploma, there is a unit in there where they need to silver service. So food at the table. It isn't quite a full silver service. It's a spoon and fork, delivering veg and things like that to the table. But at level 3, potentially you'll develop more of those skills, and we do something called Guéridon work, which is flambe, doing either crepes, desserts and things like that. We'll do some cooking at the table, and serving at the table.
Wow.
From there. So
lovely. Yeah. Perfect, thank you. And just another question that I have personally as well that people would like to know. You obviously have come in your lovely uniform today, so I assume maybe the students have their own uniform as well?
Yeah. So obviously you're studying towards a professional qualification, and there's an expectation that you'll wear full chef's whites, safety shoes and things like that when you're in the kitchen. We also have a uniform that you would wear in the restaurant as well. So that is an additional cost that you'd have to get there together with your chef's knives and things like that. But you do get a nice logo, Culinary Academy logo. If you're on the professional chef's diploma, you'll have that as a badge on there, and obviously the North Kent on the lapel as well. We all wear the same style of uniform as you would in the industry.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Duncan. Thank you.
All right.
So I'm going to move on to carpentry and joinery now. So I'm going to bring Andrew back on. Hello.
Hello.
So somebody has asked, do you just learn how to build the structure, or can you learn tiling and painting?
No, that's not part of our corrective. We are carpenters only. So we build the structure, we fit cladding, we fit plasterboard as part of it. We teach the theoretical side of knotting, painting as part of the building technology unit, which is the same across all the other trades. So we all cover the theory, but we won't actually cover picking up a paintbrush. All right.
Perfect. Yeah, no, perfect. Thank you, Andrew.
Sorry?
Somebody's also asked, I want to become a house builder. Would I need to get further qualifications? If so, what?
It's a bit awkward depending on which way round they're going.
Okay.
If they are going to build a house with brickwork, obviously they need to do a brickwork course.
Yep.
If they're going into timber frame construction, which is the sustainable method of construction, then most of that work now is totally timber, although some of them do have brick clad on the outside. So it's a mixture of the two. So the problem that a student will have along that line is that we can only fund one course. So it's only one course that's funded. So they've either got to pick brickwork as a trade, or they've got to pick carpentry as a trade, or plumbing, or electrical. Where some students will go is they'll hit the multi-trade and do a little bit of everything, and then do a specialist course after that, and then go, right, I'll specialise in P&D, brickwork or carpentry. Carpenters, there's a vast range of carpentry units, literally from laying the wall plates, the floor joists, to pitching a roof, fitting the kitchen, fitting the house out, whether they're working with hardwoods or softwoods. So the quality end really has to sort of be there. So it's a massive big range in carpentry alone, and there's no way in 2 years we can teach the whole lot and how to build a house as well. So it's a case of you've got to sort of pick which way round you want to go, and then once you've learnt one trade, there are other places you can go and pay and do a top-up course to learn some of the bits that you don't know.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Andrew.
No problem.
So I'm going to bring Duncan back on now. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So somebody's asked, is there an event management part of the course?
That's a good question. We do work, obviously, we've got a Dartford campus, so we have a hospitality program running over there, which has an events bias. So that is a level 3 program that you could join on there. We, as part of that, we deliver the front of house, so the restaurant-based units, and one of my colleagues will deliver some of the cookery units. So you've got an all-round, knowledge and skills of planning and running an event within hospitality. So yes, there is. So
perfect. Thank you very much, Duncan.
Okay.
I'm going to bring Karen back on now from painting and decorating.
Hi, Sean.
So just a quick one. Somebody has asked, what trips do you offer? Obviously, I assume that they're a bit difficult at the moment with COVID, but usually normal times.
We try and do what we can with all of our learners within college to give them a little bit, as said before, about additional type of stuff. So apart from the competitions where we generally go to other colleges, we try and look at what else is available. I think carpentry go up to the expo. There's some things that go on up in London. We normally try and go to the paint and decorating show, which is in Coventry. We also have been, and I to be fair with you, with COVID and everything that's going on, and I don't know how it's going to pan out, but we had been working with a local businessman for a competition that some of our students have won with him over the last sort of few years. And that was a trip to South Africa to help build a school in Cape Town, which, funnily enough, myself, Phil from bricklaying and Andy from carpentry have all had the wonderful opportunity of going on. And it does allow sort of 2 or 3 of our students to go out and to use those skills that they've learned from within the college, sorry, to show off really what they can do. It's a lovely trip to go, not really just like for the sightseeing, but to just make that benefit for all the children that you're doing. And there's generally around 300 people that go.
Wow. So there's a real meaning behind it, which is always
There
nice.
is. There is. As I said, it's not just the guy that does it. He wants to give people an opportunity. Sort of, he always says it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I'll be honest, it is. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. As I said, to not only demonstrate the skills that you've learned, but also your life skills.
Yeah.
And you can also make some really good friends out of it as well.
Perfect. Lovely. Thank you very much, Karen.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to move over to Phil now from Brickwork and Multi-trades again. Hello.
Hello, Sean.
So just a question for you. What on-site opportunities are there for students to work towards? Is there any like projects or anything like that they do?
Not necessarily projects, but like I said earlier, we generally get some local builders that contact us regarding students that we feel that would be appropriate to go onto site and work for a small builder. We have spoken to bigger builders that are wanting to take some of our students at the end of their time at the college to take them on as apprentices. But generally, it's the small builders that our students tend to go with, because they do like to sort of do a bit of everything now. Although they're mainly doing the bricklaying course, they go and work with small builders, and generally they do a little bit of everything, which they quite enjoy. So as to get on the bigger sites, they would need a CSCS card. And I know some of the top sites now, the big sites, you have to be, they like you to be 18 and over. I think that's for insurance purposes, and they'd like you to have the CSCS card. Now, we used to do that a few years back. We used to offer that for the students, but that stopped a couple of years ago. But I do know we are providing it for some of our students this year. Whether that continues next year, I'm not sure. But to get on the big sites, they would need a CSCS card. And if we can, we would help them to revise, and even organise taking their test.
Yeah, perfect. So there's that extra support there available to them if they need it, if they want to go down that route of the CSS card.
Yeah, definitely. We've got all the the books and the practice tests at the college. We can set them up so they can just practice their test. But at the moment, it would be down to them to organise that. Although, like I say, I do know our level 2 maintenance course at the moment have been given the opportunity to sit on a CSCS course, and hopefully they'll get to pass their test, and then that card would enable them to go onto a site to show the site agent that they've got some kind of health and safety training.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Obviously, if you can go into a little bit more detail, I have a little question here for yourself. In regards to kind of the multi-trade side of things, the brickwork side of things, and the maintenance ops. So there's quite a few areas by the sounds of things.
Yes, generally, the students that are coming from school, we would them on either the bricklaying level 1 course. Yep. If they know they want to be a bricklayer, they might have somebody in the industry or a family member, and they definitely know they want to be a bricklayer. That's fine. They come onto the level 1 course. If they're not quite sure and they want to try a little bit of everything, then we would sort of maybe put them onto the multi-trade course. So you'd get sort of 10 weeks or 12 weeks of bricklaying. Then you'll move painting and decorating and carpentry as well. So after that year, you hopefully will find a trade that you liked and you enjoyed or found that you was good at. And then the following year, you would apply to either go on bricklaying, carpentry, or painting and decorating as a full-time course. And then once you completed that course, like I say, we're hoping to start running a level 2 bricklaying course, as soon as possible. If that's by September, brilliant, but it could be the following year. If not, then they progress from bricklaying and possibly the multi-trade course to the maintenance level 2 course, which I spoke about briefly earlier. You know, that's more like of a hard landscaping. That's predominantly all outside working. You're repairing brickwork, plaster, bit of guttering, block laying, slab laying, bit of block even in that as well, fencing. So and just and concreting with for foundations and stuff like that. So there are plenty of courses, you know, in construction at the college that you know, if the students not really sure what they want to do and what you know, they want to head on to, it gives them a chance to look at each and every single one of what we do at the college.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Phil.
Thank you.
I'm going to bring Duncan back now from the Culinary Academy. Hello.
Hello again.
Hello. So somebody's asked, is it possible that I can still have a part-time job and come and do a catering course?
Definitely. We actively encourage that, especially on your second year program, because you can use those part-time hours towards your work experience hours. So yeah, and we can even help you find something as well if you're looking for a job. So we've got a lot of, obviously weekends in catering tend to be the busiest times. So and weekends you're not necessarily at college. So it's a great time to get a part-time job.
Definitely. Perfect. Thank you. And just to kind of go into a little bit more detail in terms of where your students end up after their courses, does a high percentage go into employment, or do people kind of go on to study further, maybe at university or a cookery academy maybe?
Yes. Yeah. So we have, you know, the progression is really very good within our area. And I say sort of similar to Andy's, even though we're into a COVID sort of situation, we're still finding a high proportion of number of our students finding part-time work, be it they're providing takeaways and things like that. But generally, they've already got jobs before they leave us. Progression from the programme. So as I said at the beginning, if you don't do quite so well in your maths and English, we have a certificate programme which will enable you to get onto the diploma programme and then onto that quality, you know, be fully qualified as a chef or someone working front of house on there. With university, we currently got some level 3 students that are looking at going on to university. Generally, our courses are craft-based courses, so they don't gather the same amount of UCAS points that you would need to get onto a degree program, but it does give you the experience and, you know, some of the skills that you could go on to, like maybe a foundation degree. So I know there's a couple looking at London-based colleges that are doing a foundation either in hospitality or hospitality and events and things like that. So there are, you know, I think universities are more open to students that have come down a sort of craft-based route as well, because that's the demand in the industry as well, and you know, to take forward.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Duncan.
Okay.
If you have missed any of your slots today, then please don't panic. You can view all of the videos, all of the subject area videos and support area videos on our YouTube. So everything that you have seen today and also what will be coming up later will be on the YouTube playlist. So just head to YouTube, North Kent College, and it's the Online Open Event 21 playlist. If you would like more information, so in regards to careers, apprenticeship, bursary, SEN, or you'd like to speak to a dedicated tutor because you don't want to necessarily speak on live today, that's not a problem at all. You can head to the link at the bottom here, which is northkent.ac.uk, college life, your time at college, and then online open day support. And you can find everything there, including the form, if you just fill that out, and a staff member will get back to you within the next working week. If you would like to ask any questions, then feel free to just head over to the Facebook or Instagram. These questions will be for obviously the next half of the event. So if that's something that you'll be joining us for, then please head over to Facebook and Instagram for that. So now I'm going to bring in Omar, who is going to be heading up our electrical lot. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Hey,
Sean,
yeah,
you all right?
it's all loud and clear. I'm good.
Cool.
So I'm going to ask questions. The
Yep.
first one is going to be a brief overview of the course in general, maybe some units that you know the students really enjoy, just to give those that are watching that little bit of insight on what they could be studying.
Cool, no worries. Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's joined in and obviously getting involved in the open day. It's really nice to be obviously speaking to people. Albeit, I'd better to obviously do it in the classroom or in the actual workshops with you, rather than this. It's a bit strange for me, but obviously, you know, we'll do the best we can to try and help out. Yeah, so my name's Omar. I'm part of the electrical team. I've been teaching at the college now for about 10 years. Before that, I used to work out on site. And way before that, when I had actually more hair, I actually used to be a student here a long time ago as well. So it's nice to be able to give back, obviously, to young people like yourselves, actually going to try and get out there and get yourself a career and get yourself out on site. Okay, so we teach level 1, level 2, and level 3 here at North Kent College. So we've got the full-time level 1 courses and the level 2 courses, and then we also have apprenticeships here at the college as well. So level 1 is I'm sort of focused on the level 1 stuff the last couple of years. So you know, we've got quite a lot of units there. There's sort of 6 main units in regards to the level 1 diploma that we do. You know, so some of them we've got things like health and safety, which is obviously that's one of the most important ones that you need to be aware of. Environmental, obviously making sure that we're aware of the environment that we work in, and obviously things that we can try and do to help improve our environment, and also think of new ways that we can teach electrical installation, as well as obviously trying to bring in things to do with the environment as well. Then we've got some of the units which we've got we've got a 5A unit and a 5B unit, which is basically they're both practical, but one of them is kind of focused more on the theory behind the practical, whereas obviously the 5B is more about the actual getting in and physically building the circuits and bits and pieces like that, in that respect. So they kind of come hand in hand, because obviously in order to do the practical, you need to actually get the theory behind it. So it's a very good unit in that respect as well. Then we do the science unit. So it's obviously all the science elements around it with regards to aspects of the different sort of variations of the units that are used, and you know, some of the additional calculations that we have to do with regards to that. We also have a working in construction unit as well, which obviously gets you into the idea of, you know, working in the trade, some of the different trades that you'll be working with, you know, and some of the aspects that you need to familiarise yourself with regards to working out in the industry. So some good units there. With regards to our assessments, we tend to teach some of it's theory based, some of it's practical based, and also there's some online exams and multiple choice papers as well in respect of that. So that's kind of like a nice little insight in regards to the electrical level 1. Some of the actual, so I've focused on the bits that obviously most people like to do, which is the practical. So some of the things that we tend to do with regards to that is things like, so we've got lighting circuits, power circuits, connecting up fuse boards, doing plugs. We do try to keep it quite broad in regards to that. So things like data cable installation, containment, things like trunking and conduit, you know, wiring different types of circuitry. You know, so it's quite a nice sort of large aspect in regards to that with regards to level 1. Once you've completed the level 1 unit, so you know if you're moving on to the level 2 area, so it's a little bit it's similar to the level one, but obviously a lot more advanced in regards to the containment that we do, in regards to some of the different more specialist terminations. So things like armored cable, if you want to give, install your cables on the outside, more bigger and better fuse boards, and different types of connections that we tend to do as well. They also do a lot more things, additional containment, things like tray, and obviously some of the different additional connections with regards to that, like things like armored flex cables and stuff like that. So there's so many different sort of terminations and specialist connections that we do in our level 2 area. Again, with the same units that I said a minute ago, in regards to the level 1, it comes a little bit more obviously advanced in regards to the level 2. So that you've got level 1, so you've got unit 1, unit 4, 5A and 5B again, unit 8. But then with regards to these, there's a lot more online exams that's involved in regards to it. So excuse me. So there's 4 online exams plus some multiple choice papers as well in that respect. Moving on from there, we've still got students doing the level 3 apprenticeship at the moment. I think the plan is, Dave might be around with regards to answer that one. But in respect, I think we've still got a couple of level 3 apprenticeship groups that we're doing at the moment. In regards to obviously finish them off, and obviously then we look into the future to see what we might be able to do and what we can put forward with regards to industry placements and things like that moving on in the future. But as I said, with regards to level 3, moving up again, a little bit more challenging there. This time around, I think you tend to find with regards to most of the trades, you start off with like level 1, it's kind of almost like 50-50 with practical and theory, but the further up, obviously, the more theoretical aspects that you need to be aware of. So you may find that the practical will start to drop off a little bit due to the fact that there's going to be a lot more theory. With regards to our level 3 apprenticeship, we're looking at least 9 online exams. Obviously, the idea is you need to know basically know what you're doing in that respect to obviously get through the exams and obviously have that competency that's needed to get onto that sort of level, and hopefully, fingers crossed, after that, get yourself out there on site, and that's it. You'll be out there earning all the good money.
Yeah,
to an
definitely.
Extent.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Omer. That was really, really good.
All right, no problems.
You mentioned all about the levels there, which was brilliant. But could you just expand like the entry requirements that are needed to get onto those levels?
Yeah, no worries. So with regards to the electrical level 1, the entry requirements for us is 4s basically. So you need 4s in English, Maths, Science plus any other grade. Okay, so you need obviously that to get onto the level 1 electrical course. Moving on to level 2, you would have already had them grade 4s, and then you need that level 1 qualification obviously to actually move on to the level 2 in that respect. Apprenticeships, obviously, when we're running the apprenticeships, for the entry requirements normally with regards to that is again having a very good understanding of the additional units that I've said previously, and obviously having that grade 4 as well. But obviously, with regards to that part of it, you need to be working for a company, so it needs to be a contract to be put together with regards to your company. Obviously, having that learner agreement in place between you, the employer, and the college itself, with regards to obviously moving forward in that respect.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Throughout the whole event, I'm going to be mentioning how people apply, and that's obviously via the website. But do you, in electrical, have a specific thing that you ask prospective students to do, like an application process or anything?
Yeah, I mean, we do an application process. We sometimes do some we do a lot of test papers that maybe like an entry test paper to obviously get you into the idea of it. There's some diagnostic assessments that we'll do at the beginning just to make sure that you're on the right course. It's with regards to our interview process, it's normally telephone call, interview. Maybe come into the college. I think we do some taster days as well, obviously with regards to throughout the year, give the students a chance to come in and have a little look just to see if it's definitely the course that they want to do. One thing we find quite a lot with regards to electrical is you get electrical installation and electrical engineering. So sometimes there's a little bit of a variation between that. The way I try to explain it, electrical installation, we're wiring up light fittings in houses and in commercial, industrial, and domestic areas. So it's things like wiring up lighting circuits, wiring up power circuits, connecting up fuse boards, as compared to the electrical engineering. I think there is practical elements involved in it, but I think that's kind of the more route where you're going to be kind of doing more electronics, a little bit more engineering based units in regards to that, and obviously get you into a good position to go into university. Whereas with regards to electrical installation, once you've completed your 3.5 years apprenticeships and obviously your full-time years there, so probably about 5.5 years to an extent to get yourself fully qualified as compared with electrical engineering. You can obviously, the world's your oyster. You can go into university, you can go further, get a degree in that respect. So.
Okay, perfect. That was really good. Thank you for splitting them up and explaining that. I'm sure that's very useful.
I think. Sorry, Steve Croxford's team will probably be able to explain more about the electrical engineering part of it in that respect. Obviously, but yeah, it's just a little.
No,
little
that's
sort
really
of taste
good.
in regards to
thank
it.
you very much, Omar. So
Cool.
just the last little point. If you expand or just mention on any of the following, so in regards to maybe a tips, I know you have mentioned work placement. Any progression, obviously you've got quite a few levels that you offer, so I assume there's obviously a lot of internal progression, but where your students kind of end up well.
So I mean, as I said, with regards to a lot of our learners, we do offer industry placements. Obviously, please understand that, that if we've got learners that are working to a really, really good standard and performing to a good standard at the college, if companies get in touch with us, which they do quite often, we will put your name forward in regards to that. But obviously, on the flip side of that, if you're not performing, obviously, please understand we wouldn't be able to put your name forward to obviously potential companies out there, because at the end of the day, it's a bad name on the college. And obviously, we work well. Obviously, the team works well here. The college is a very good college here, and obviously we don't want to give us as a bad name in that respect. So the idea is, if you want the best and you want us to try and help you to get as far as you want to be, it comes down to you as you as an individual to try and obviously prove yourself to obviously perform to the best standard, and obviously get yourself out there and obviously get into the industry and do your thing basically. So.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, Omar. Really great having you
No
on.
worries.
An amazing insight electrical as well. I'm now going to play the video for electrical so people can get that little bit more insight. But we'll see you at the end for the live Q&As. Thank you, Omar.
No worries. Cheers for that, Sean. Talk to you soon. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Bye.
Cheers.
So, as I said, I'm going to be playing the electrical video for you guys to have a look. It showcases some of the amazing facilities that we have on site at Gravesend. So please enjoy.
Right, I'm David Martin, I'm a lecturer at North Kent College. I started here in 2017. Previously I was a student. I left here after getting all my qualifications and ran my own company for a certain amount of time. Had to give that up due to medical issues, and now I'm back here teaching. At the college in the electrical installation department, we have a various amount of different facilities. We have obviously the classrooms where we do all the theory work, but at the same time we have computer technology, so we are able to use the internet for any research purposes or doing their work. We also have the facilities of workshops, which are stocked with mostly all materials needed for the course and also all the tools needed, so all the students have a wide aspect of what they need to do on site.
Hi, my name's Jake. I'm on an electrical EAL course at North Kent College, level 3, doing an apprenticeship, and it's my 4th year here. So because of my grades, I couldn't get into level 1 straight away, so I've done entry level. I finished entry level within about 2 months, so in the same year they put me straight into level 1, then I've done level 2, and now I'm in my 3rd year of level 3, I believe. I'm almost done. In year 10 I left to do homeschooling, so 6th form I could have applied, but it was just easier as this is closer and the schools don't offer electrical courses. What they're teaching us is really good, it's relevant, and it's quite pinpointed to the units that we're doing, so if I need help on a specific subject, there's support for that. If someone else in the class needs help for something completely different, there's specific support for that as well. I would wire lighting circuits, fuse boards, socket circuits, smoke detectors, cookers, all sorts, just learning the general basics and principle of how the electricity works.
We take situations which happened out on site for previous experiences and we teach you how to not let that happen. Or, if they're good experiences, why not continue it? We make it enjoyable. We've got some of the highest parts rates in Kent for our actual area of expertise, and we just like to have fun. We want to make sure the actual education itself is fun for everyone. And we got level 1 and level 2. So level 1, we start off basic, teaching them the basics of the course, calculations, how to do installations, and obviously we progress throughout the year. On level 2, obviously we take it a step further and we make sure that they understand the basics at the beginning of the year, but then making sure that the calculations are harder, making their brains work, especially with the practical work. We don't want them to get lazy. Now also preparing them for real life, like getting a job, we do something called employability. So we teach them how to build CVs, we teach them how to do interviews, how to sit, how to dress, how to talk, how to answer questions. So we make sure that they're well prepared for answering any questions needed in an interview. To get onto the level 1 course, we are looking for 4s in English and maths. Now this is not to say that we are trying to just get the best of the best. This is trying to push even learners at this stage, still doing their GCSEs, further than what they expect, so they can get onto the college they would love to do.
Just keep your head down, knuckle down, because the sooner you're done and out of college, the sooner you'll be earning the money you want to.
If you're looking for a shocking experience and a great time learning electrical, which is hands-on and also theory-based, apply online and we'll be looking forward to having you.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the insight there from Omar in regards to electrical. If you have missed your slot, if you did miss the electrical slot or anything in the first half of the event, don't panic. All subject and support area videos are on our YouTube playlist. So if you just head to YouTube, North Kent College, and then select playlist, it will be the online open event 21. If you have any questions that you'd like to that you won't like asked on live, then don't panic. Everything that you would like to ask, maybe a little bit more one-to-one, that's not a problem. You can head to the support page on the North Kent College website, so northkent.ac.uk, college life, your time at college, online open day support, and that's in regards to careers, apprenticeship, bursary, any more information in regards to support and to hear from dedicated tutors. You just go onto there, fill out the form, and a member of staff will get back to you within the next working week. If you would like to ask questions for the live Q&A slot at the end, please feel free to just drop in a question on our Facebook or Instagram stream. So please just head over there, ask a question, and we will answer at the end in the live Q&A slot. If you would like to apply for any of the courses that you have seen today or that are coming up, you can do that easily via the website. Just on the website, here's the link below. That will take you directly to the basket page where you can add your courses in, or you can just go onto the North Kent College website, and at the very top, there's the apply online button, which you can then get the ball rolling and get that application started for a September start with us, hopefully. So now I'm going to be moving on to the next area, which is plumbing, with one of our lecturers, Chris. So let me just bring him on. Hello.
Hi, Sean, you all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Good, good. So obviously before I play your video, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. So the first one is if you could give a brief overview of the course, maybe some units that you know the students really enjoyed, just to give those that are watching that little insight into what they could be studying.
Right. Evening all, my name's Chris. I'm on the plumbing tutors at North Kent College. I've been here for 11 years. The levels we do are level 1, level 2. First one is a basic introductory course to get you to learn the minimal stuff, i.e. soldering, joining pipe work, putting fittings together via different methods, because we're all at 3 different pipes. So it's plastic, copper and LCS, low carbon steel. And in that level 1 you'll be doing practical assessments and also written tests. So I think there's 10 written tests in that throughout the year. And then hopefully when you've passed that and completed that, then you can progress to level 2. Level 2 is the same again. There's 9 exams, but they're online. So obviously it's a lot more studying on the theory side. Same again, it's practical in the workshop, so you'd be assessed from anything from stripping down taps, toilet cisterns, installing complete bathroom suite, hanging radiators, towel radiators, airing cupboards, and that kind of thing. So it's pretty good. The second part, i.e. level 2, is really good.
Perfect.
And it really good insights into the plumbing industry.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Chris. That was brilliant. So you mentioned obviously the levels there. Could you just recap on the entry requirements, including English and maths?
Right, to get onto plumbing and then level 1, to start on level 1 obviously, we require to have 4s in maths and English. Alright. Obviously that's college wide, I think, in a lot of construction courses. But that's what we require. So like Omar said earlier, it gives the incentive for people. They want to come here used to be on the open days or open evenings, gives them incentive to study a little bit more. Whatever currently they're working at under the 4s, they put a little bit of extra effort in. But we do require to have 4s in maths and English only.
Perfect.
And then obviously, if you complete the course, then you progress to level 2, if you complete everything.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Chris. So just before I play your video, one last question is if you really want to recap on anything, mention anything in regards to apprenticeships, your application process. Obviously, if people want to apply, they can apply online, but do you guys have an application process, any apprenticeships, work placement, anything like that?
Unfortunately, we don't do apprenticeships at the college anymore, but we do work placements via the department up in the library. They will give you a work placement within the plumbing industry. Normally it's a big company up in central London, so not only do you have to do your plumbing side at the college, you can actually do the rest of your days, go and do so many hours you have to do a year for work placements. We'll do everything in our power to find you a job. We do get local plumbers every now and again ring up, but same again what Omar said, the previous lecturer electrical, we do only put good students that we think are capable of doing the job. As regards the application process, it's normally it's face-to-face interviews, but obviously we're doing them via remote, remote by phone call, and we ask them a lot of questions, and what they're currently working at. So we need to get an idea what they're working at, so they qualify to come on the course.
Thank you very much, Chris. So I'm now going to play your video. So thank you very much, and I'll see you at the live Q&As. So I hope everybody enjoyed the insight there from Chris. I'm now going to play the plumbing video for you. And please enjoy.
Right, my name's Chris Dabner. I'm one of the plumbing tutors at North Kent College here. I've been here for 10 years. I've been in the plumbing industry since 1985. I've done everything from commercial and industrial plumbing to domestic plumbing. Set up my own little company at one time. And now I've gone into teaching purely so I can put on my experience to the next generation of plumbers. When the students come in on one of the courses, they have to do 2 portfolios. One is a training portfolio to give them to practice, gets them ready for the second portfolio, which is the one that is assessed through time and a pass merit distinction grade. We learn everything from drilling clips, putting clips on the wall, using drills, to the maximum plumbing they can do, which is installing a full bathroom, which involves hanging a radiator, installing a bath, a basin and a toilet, all mains pressure, so it's tested to high pressure. So any leaks will show up, and then they can go to, when they leave us at level 2, they can go on to do other choices: drainage engineer, heating engineer, gas engineer, whatever they want to do. While the students are in our workshop here, it's as real life as possible for a domestic situation, not really commercial but domestic. So we have the mock bathrooms, they have radiators on the wall, towel rails, that kind of thing. So the facilities we've got here are very good. Very, very good standard compared to other colleges, I've been told. We simulate real life, if you like. We've got the state-of-the-art tools as well, tools which they'd use in industry, but we get them to use the old-fashioned tools by hand, whereas if they go to industry it'll be power tools. But this is the way Sitting Guilds stipulate to be trained, so we train them that way. At the end of every year we have a staff gathering over at the Dartford campus, and we give there is a league table to say people's achievements. We have been constantly up in the top 10 for the last several years. So our pass rates are very good. Our success rate is we do get a lot of people going to the industry. They go on to do apprenticeships. They go on to go, some of the local plumbers actually ring us up at times and ask for future plumbers, so we send them along. There is the work placement for level 2. But some of them go on to start their own companies. We've had a few success stories where a few of our past students have gone to set their own companies, and then they come to us and ask for students to work for them. So they come to us purely because they know the quality of training here is really good. So they come to us, ask for good students, and then we send them on to the good students. One thing I've noticed over the last few years, the more and more students I'm interviewing are coming from further afield. They used to be local area, the local catchment area, but now they're coming from 90% of my students this year from Bexley, Welling, Sidcup, that area, purely because the South East London College is where they are. They do choose not to go. They choose to come to NKC purely because we've got good success rate, and the word on the street is that we're a very, very good college to come to. So the first thing I ask is, why do you want to come to this college when you live over that way? And they say, because we've heard this is a very good college. I personally think it is a good college, and it's getting better year in, year out. If you are interested in coming on a plumbing course at NKC, go to our website and apply on there. If you want, you can always ring the college up and get a form sent out for you. But if not, we look forward to seeing you, and hopefully if plumbing is the career choice for you and you want to be a success in it, NKC is the college to come to.
Enjoyed the plumbing slot there with Chris. If you have missed your slot, please don't panic. All subject area videos and support area videos are on our YouTube playlist. So if you just head to YouTube, YouTube North Kent College playlist, and then online open event 21, and it will be there for you to see. If you would like more information in regards to careers, apprenticeship, bursary, or you'd like to speak to a hated tutor a bit more one-on-one, then that's not a problem at all. If you just head to the support page, so that's northkent.ac.uk, head to college life, your time at college, and then online open day support, and the form will be sitting there for you. Fill that out, and a tutor will get back to you within the next week. If you want to ask a question to any of the subjects here on this half of the event, then please head to either Facebook or Instagram to comment, North Kent College or North Kent_college for Instagram. And again, if you know what you would like to apply for, if you've got all the information you need, head to the website now. You can go directly to www.northkent.ac/basket, and that will take you to the basket page where you can add your courses in. Alternatively, just type in northkent.ac.uk, and on the home page of the website, there will be apply online button in the top right hand corner for you to click. So now our next area is engineering. So the video, and then we'll be back with Steve after. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, well, my name is Stephen Crockford. I'm the Curriculum Manager for Engineering here at North Kent College. I've been with the college a number of years, both as a technician, lecturer and Curriculum Manager. I do have some industrial experience in TV video engineering in the past. Well, the area that I cover is mechanical, manufacturing and electronic engineering, run by two exam boards, the BTEC Pearson exam board and the EAL exam board. They differ in terms of the type of vocational qualifications that we offer. We offer both technical qualifications at BTEC that can progress to university level, and EAL qualifications that move an individual towards a craft-based job requirement, but the BTEC qualifications also prepare students for industry as well.
My name's Finley. I'm on my third year of level 3 engineering.
My name is Kian Hunter. This is my first year on this engineering extended certificate course.
It varies day to day really. I can be up in a classroom doing my theory work, or I can be down here in the workshop doing a practical lesson. You know, it varies, to be honest. Really good mix of both, because it contains such a big syllabus across the course. You know, I'm either working on something physical, you know, or in theory aspect.
I chose college over sixth form because it was a one-year course, and I feel like I'd like to actually go into the job sort of aspect after college. So I'd prefer to have more of a work environment after just doing 1 year instead of doing 2 years at school at sixth form.
I chose to go to college because I see myself as a very practical person. I wasn't a very big fan of sort of all the sitting down paper writing, homework kind of stuff. I like to sort of get in there, you know, and get active with things.
Well, the facilities that are up here are more or less a clean area. So we have CAD electronic laboratories here. Down in the mechanical workshop, we have a purpose-built welding area where students can weld metals, and we also have a workshop for them to complete turning, milling and use CNC software on a lot of mechanical aspects.
The equipment that we use can be on the computers as well, so multi-sim, CAD, etc. The tutors are helpful and knowledgeable, so it's good to learn off that and learn off them.
I'm particularly pleased with our employer links. We have at the moment a company, BAE Systems, who have a establishment at Rochester who have sent quite a large number of students to us on a HE program, H&C program, which full-time students naturally progress to upon completing the level 3 BTEC qualification with us. So as well as BAE Systems, we have BBA Remen, Thames Water, a lot of the ex-utilities that send students to us, and we've had quite a large good track record in moving students to employment opportunities, and those opportunities have been very, very successful in moving students to those jobs and returning them on day release programs with us. The two distinct pathways are a BTEC pathway and an EAL qualification pathway. Both pathways lead to employment in engineering, but carrying out two distinctly different roles in an engineering vocation. One is more technical, one is more akin to the design engineer, which is BTEC, where the EAL qualification tends to be more craftsman, tends to be more maintenance and servicing operative in a particular company. The BTEC qualifications can also offer university opportunities for a student after 2 years of study, for which we offer a national diploma qualification in engineering. And the university links that we have are also bridged by our higher national certificate, which students can go on before they do enter a degree level at stage 2. With BAE Systems, we have a number of students who have gone on to very good opportunities with a company at Rochester, where they are test technicians working in the electrical electronic division. And I'm pleased to say that they have been very impressive in terms of their performance, so much so that BAE Systems have moved their HE provision, their HE requirements to us from another local provider. So I think it bodes well with what we're producing in terms of a student after the BTEC qualification.
I mean, if it wasn't for the college, I wouldn't be on the placement. I wouldn't have the interest that I have in, you know, the trade industry and in engineering. I'd say give it a go. It never hurts. You know, trying it out. You can do it. You can do a year in one thing, get that experience. It may not be, you know, for you, but now you know that. It is really good to sort of try and see what's out there instead of, you know, I might not do it, I might do it.
I would say go for the specified course on what you want to do. So whether it's just 1 year, as long as it's specialised to what you want to do, such as engineering for me, I feel like they should go for that course.
We pride ourselves in supporting students when they're with us, and if you are a Year 11 student, we encourage you to make an application with us, which will move to an interview situation, and upon completing a successful interview, the place that you'll get with us, you will be supported during your time here with us, and we have a very sound track record, a very good record in terms of those students who have passed and have gone on to very good employment opportunities for the past 20-25 years since I've been here. Apply online for one of the engineering programs. We look forward to seeing your application and moving you to an interview situation.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the engineering video there. It actually gave a really in-depth insight into engineering and both pathways. So I'm going to try Steve again. I'm just going to bring him on now. Hello? No, I can't hear you, unfortunately, Steve. No, still can't hear you. What I'll do, Steve, is I'll bring Dave on and see if he's able to cover. So if anybody does have any questions in regards to engineering, please still pop them in the comments on Facebook or Instagram. Over to Dave, who will be able to give a little bit of insight into engineering. Obviously, you have seen the video and it was very in-depth. Obviously, Steve was talking. And if you do want to see that video again, you can go to the YouTube. So I'm just going to bring Dave on now. Hi, Dave.
Hi. Hi, Sean.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good. So if you could give a little bit of insight into engineering, that would be much appreciated. So just a brief overview of the course. So just to give everybody an insight who's watching and what they could be studying, really.
Yes, so basically I work closely with Steve. We share the same office. I'm the curriculum manager for building services. That includes electrical, plumbing and refrigeration. But I was also involved with running engineering previously, so I'm aware of what engineering can do and what they can offer. So basically they offer a similar program to us, but they're more heavily involved with level 3. So we do have the basic level 1, we have a level 2. These are what we used to term as craft courses, hands-on, you know, like the building services courses. When you get up from level 2, you can go on to a level 3 craft course again. That's a higher level, like the electrical, and you can get apprenticeships in the industry. We run apprenticeships in engineering. We're very successful. Generally, the success rates in engineering are very good, and students like to come to our college. Similar to what Chris said, they believe that this college is a good college, and we know it is. The extension or the split at level 3 is the BTEC. So the BTEC is an apprenticeship route into also highly skilled levels or highly specialist areas like BBA, Renham. We've got really good industrial links, or Steve has made that with big companies. And the BTEC is more for looking at university, but you can get apprenticeships with specialist companies. And we also offer, I say we, Steve also offers the higher education, HNC, normally from these larger companies that continue. They've got students that have done the BTEC level 1, they've got employed with these big companies, and we continue with them onto a HNC over 2 years part-time day, which is a very successful course. But with the BTEC on its own, you can get UCAS points and apply for a variety of engineering courses at different universities across the country. So it is very good if you're interested in engineering and you want good quality training. We've got good tutors, good equipment. Come to North Kent College, apply online, just log in northkentcollege.ac.uk, go on the website and fill out the application. Look at your grades, because obviously the grading is different in Steve's area to mine, but I'm pretty much sure that level 1 you could possibly, we'll have to be corrected on this, but I do know that there's students that they will accept with 3s in maths and English, but we are looking, you know, at that standard of 4s. We want students to work, if they want to get into any sort of course at college, we want them to do the best that they can at school. So that's why we insist on higher grades. And of course, engineering is a very difficult subject as you move up the levels. Level 2, grade 4s, and level 3, grade 4s in maths and English. Obviously, science is very important as well. So they will be looking, especially on BTEC, at grade 4 in science.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Dave. That was brilliant. Thank you for stepping in for Steve. We will have the live Q&A at the end, so we'll bring back yourself or Steve for that, and we do have Chris on standby as well. So thank you very much, Dave.
One more thing, we do CAD evening. So CAD is computer-aided design, or some people call it computer-aided drawing, and we have that as units within some of the what we call the craft courses at level 1, 2 and 3.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Dave.
Right.
Thank you. So if anybody does have any questions for engineering, please still pop them in. We have obviously Dave here and Chris as well, who will be able to answer your questions. We do have Steve. If his mic works again, then we will obviously bring Steve back in at the end as well. And the video for engineering can be found on the YouTube playlist, so feel free to obviously head over there as well. And again, if you would like any other areas to view any other areas in regards to subjects or support, then you can head to the YouTube playlist as well and view all the videos there from the first half of the event and the second part of the event. Next up though, if you do want more information in regards to careers, apprenticeships, SEN, bursary, or you'd like to speak to a dedicated tutor directly, that's not a problem at all. If you just head to the North Kent website, so that's northkent.ac.uk, college life is at the top, your time at college, and then online open day support. And on there will be a support form for you to fill out and a subject or support area staff member will get back to you within the next working week. And again, if you've got engineering questions that you want answered still, then feel free to go over to that form and submit your details. Again, if you would like to ask questions, then please head over to Facebook or Instagram and comment North Kent College or NorthKent_college for Instagram. And lastly, if you would like a September start with us, please head to the website and start your application. Get the ball rolling with us for a September start. I'm now going to bring on the next area, which is refrigeration and air con with Scott. Hello.
Hi, Sean. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
How are you?
Yes, I'm very good. Very good. Looking forward to explaining the refrigeration, air conditioning, and heat pump department to everyone who's interested.
Perfect. Thank you. So, yeah, obviously, I'm sure you know the questions that I'm going to be asking you. But if you could start off with a brief overview of the units, the modules, a bit about the course, just to give people that are watching that little bit of insight on what they could be studying with us.
Yeah. Well, firstly, refrigeration and air conditioning has been well known trade within the years. Heat pumps is a new thing that is coming into our industry, and it's certainly coming into everyone's home in domestic homes, where it's making it's more environmentally friendly to heat your water rather than a gas boiler system. So within the trade itself, we do refrigeration, which is, as you all know, you go shopping to refrigerate food in your major shops. Air conditioning, well, we do that within buildings, both heating and cooling. And as I said before, heat pumps, which is we're now using the refrigeration system to heat your water for your house. So just first of all, I thought I'd say that's basically what the trade does. In regards to levels, well, first of all, we do full-time study programs at level 1 and level 2. So at level 1, we're trying to capture the young individuals from school. We do look at grades of 4 in maths and English, and whilst they apply, we do ask them to fill out a questionnaire and to see what their interest is in the trade, whether or not they've looked into it well, and what their aspirations are within the trade and the college. So realistically, we do look at capturing the young adults at 16 to 19 straight from school under the full-time study program at level 1. So coming on to the level 1, we do quite a few very interesting units. We do a very similar to the electrical. We do working in construction, where we tell the students the other trades that they'll be working amongst, and how to prepare to work amongst those individuals on site, and the shortcomings and pitfalls for choosing a trade, be it how it is going to affect their personal life, their career, whether or not the physical demand suits them. Or so we do look at that in working in construction. We obviously do a refrigeration unit, which is culminating in basically basic pipe bending, be it copper pipe bending, different to copper piping for plumbing. It's a bit more hardened, it's a bit stronger, it's annealed. We go up to pressures of something like 30 bar. So it's not your normal 1.5 bar. So for that reason, very similar to plumbing, everything we do is brazed. It's not soldered. So it's a more temperature in the heat process, and basically they'll be doing lots of pipework and brazing, mechanical fittings, be it flare joints, be it mechanical joints, be it there's other different mechanical joints coming out for zoom lock. So the students on the level 1 on the refrigeration will be learning all these fittings, assembling all the piping together, be it by mechanical fittings or be it by braze fittings. And then at the end of it, just to test that, that it's not going to leak, we get them to pressure test. And as I say, we use oxygen-free nitrogen, and these students will pressure test everything they do. Because, of course, once they stick refrigerant in it, we don't want it to leak. So, they do a lot of good work on the refrigeration unit. Electrical, they do the basic, like every other course does, in regards to learning the basic circuits, volts, current, resistance, and seeing how that incorporates into the refrigeration equipment that we use. We show them one-way gangs, two-way gangs, similar to electrical components, radio circuits, serial circuits, and then we go into the more in-depth refrigeration electrical items like thermostats, or pressure relief valves, thermistors, contactors, overload relays, and all the components that make the refrigeration system work. They do touch on level 1 on a bit on plumbing, so they do learn how to solder, because there is a lot of flexibility between the refrigeration system, between the water and the refrigerant side. So they do touch a bit on plumbing, and they do a bit on managing studies, so they understand the program they're in, what units they're doing, how many assessments they do, whether or not it's practical or theory, short answer or multi-choice. So the level 1, it's a year program on the full-time study, roughly about 2.5 days a week for the whole study program, with maths and English included. So it really sets the individuals up through from the level 1, moving on to the level 2. Now, the level 2 program, we don't take individuals from an early age from 16, because realistically we rely you to go through the level 1 to learn all those psychomotor skills and all that basic understanding and components for basic electrical components or refrigeration, brazing components and fixture and fixings. So on the level 2, it's taken it up into the next step up where we get a bit more technical. There's multi-choice online exams. There is a fluorinated gas exam which legally you have to do, and this basically certifies you to be able to put refrigerant in a system. Without this, you cannot legally do that out in industry. So moving on to the level 2, we go into more complex system where we, as I said, we put a simple heat pump system in your house to heat your water, and let use the plumbing system to deliver that to your radiators. Moving on to a simple split air conditioning system where you put a system outside, an outdoor unit, and it delivers heat indoors. And on this, you will plumb in the piping, you'll pressure test it, you'll wire it in, and you'll make it work. And you'll put it in heating mode and cooling mode. And then moving on to the more complex items, variable refrigerant flow systems. These are the fan codes you expect to see in major shops, major buildings, where there's about 50 fan codes throughout that building, and each one of these can be actually doing heating or cooling simultaneously at the same time. And you'll be plumbing in all the piping, pressure testing it, putting refrigerant in, doing all the controls, commissioning, and even to the point of putting the remote controls in and actually putting these systems on the internet, so you can actually control these systems through a local area network remotely from your office, and you can turn calls off and on within that building 100 miles away. So very technical at level 2. That's why we make sure that the level 1 is at grades 4. And yes, we do take level 2s on, but not unless they've been in the refrigeration industry for a couple of years. Certainly not from 16. If they've got some experience behind them, then and you've got grades of 5s, then yes, apply for the level 2. You can do direct, but we do need you to have that experience to go straight into the level 2. Certainly not from school.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So I think you did touch on it a little bit, but do you guys have an application process? Is there like a supporting statement, or I think there was a questionnaire that most of the construction areas do send to prospective students? Could you just clarify on that for me, please, Scott?
Yeah, we've got the process is very similar to the other areas. You apply through the North Kent College application main site, and what you will do is apply for the level 1 or level 2. I'm at the moment doing all the full-time study interviews, so whether or not you apply at level 1, level 2, I'll go onto our system, have a look at your age, your experience, where you sit, and before the interview, I'll have a good look and see where what course is ideal for you. So yes, apply on the system. Basically, it will come through to me, and I'll be asking for your school grades. As I said, we're looking at 4s for maths and English, and also there'll be a questionnaire to fill out. And the questionnaire will be looking at your basically intent why you want to do the refrigeration air conditioning industry. If you've got any work experience, be it with your parents, etc., or there's quite a lot of refrigeration individuals who apply who actually have got their family doing refrigeration. So we encourage you to apply there and online as usual. And I'll fill out a questionnaire, and then I'll take you through an interview, and we'll talk where we feel you're best suited due to your age, your qualifications, and your experience.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And just lastly, if there's anything else in regards to like apprenticeships, work placements, I think you've mentioned a little bit about progression, anything like that you just like to end on before I play your video?
Yeah, one thing I didn't mention, we also do a full cost program. So these are for the the older students from any age from 19 up to any age, to be quite honest. These are people who have not come from school. They're paying the full cost, so it's not subsidised by the government. So we do run a level 2 program for that. Because it's full cost, there's no entry grades. We do recommend grades 4 or 5, but there is a full cost program we run once a week to get you to have a level 2 diploma in refrigeration, air conditioning, and heat pumps. But certainly, if you're interested, get yourself online, apply for the level 1, and then I'll contact you, go through a questionnaire, and we'll see where you're best suited.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Scott, for the insight in regards to refrigeration and aircon. We'll see you later in the live Q&As. Thank you. So I'm going to be playing the refrigeration and aircon video now for you all. So please enjoy.
Hi, I'm Manjit Gung. Welcome to Refrigeration, Air Conditioning and Heat Pump here in North Kent College. I've been working here for the last 6 years. Before that, I'm an ex-serviceman. I did 22 years loyal service in the British Army. And before I came over here, I used to be an instructor in Brompton Barracks, the Royal School of Military Engineering, where I used to teach young soldiers. This refrigeration and air conditioning industry is growing, fastest growing industries in the UK. Not only the UK, across the world. Lots of the previous students now they moved to New Zealand, Australia, doing this job. And now this year, lots of employers now looking for young, brainy engineers. So yes, of course, this trade has got lots of opportunity. So all I want to say is now, if really wants to do better in the future career, then please consider to choose this industry.
I'm Nathan. I'm doing the same course as Charlie, and this is our first year. I currently have a refrigeration engineering job, so it's good to get the theory behind what I'm doing at work. I originally was at college, and I was about 3 months from completing when I realised it really wasn't for me. So I started applying for more hands-on jobs because the courses I was doing were going to end me up in an office-based job. And I came across refrigeration and air conditioning. I'd say that it's never too late to rethink what you want to do. So if you don't feel confident in the career you are pursuing, then don't hesitate to change. Have a look around and pick something that would suit you better.
We are one of the best training provider here in Kent. Our success rate is very, very high, and we are always working hard to provide better training here. And our college is investing more and more money on the new equipment. And the equipment wise, obviously, we have got all the equipment that we need for this award, like the new equipment, like the refrigeration unit. That's what most of our students, they do the ABGAS. That's one of the qualifications our level 2 students will get that at the end of their course. So we have got all the equipment that we need, and still the college is now providing more and better equipment that required for the Sit and Guilds awarding certificate. This is one of the fast growing industries, and there's lots of opportunity. So once our students has left the college with the full qualifications, and they don't have to wait long. Even now these days, I receive lots of emails from the potential employers looking for young qualified engineers. So the job is always there. And another thing, from my the past experience, lots of my the previous students now they have already set up their own business, and some of them have now contacting me asking for young engineers to work for them, which is very good plus point.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the insight to refrigeration and aircon. Before we move into the last area, which is motor vehicle with Andy, I'm just going to run through a few more points. So if you have missed any of your slots, please don't panic. All subject and support area videos are on our YouTube playlist. If you would like more information in regards to support areas, dedicated tutor or anything like that, then please head over to the support page and you can view the form there, fill the form out, and a tutor will be in touch with you within the next working week. If you have any questions, then head to either Facebook or Instagram to comment. That's North Kent College or North Kent_college for Instagram. And lastly, for any September start, so if you would like to apply now for September, please head over to the website. You can head to the basket page here, or you could literally just type in northkent.ac.uk. On the home page, the apply online button is at the top right hand corner. So I'm going to be bringing Andy on now for motor vehicle. Hi Andy.
Good evening, Sean. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
And good evening to all those prospective students that we hope will come into NKC for next September.
Indeed, indeed. So I'm sure you know the questions that I'm going to be asking you. So the first one is brief overview of your course, maybe some units, just to give those that are interested in your area that little bit of insight, please.
Yes, okay. Motor vehicle run several level of courses. We run from entry level to level 3, so that incorporates about 4 courses. Obviously the entry level course is for students that have gained a basic English and maths grade. We are a community college, so we leave that open for people to be able to build their practice skills for those that are not that academic. So we want to keep that running so that we give everybody that chance. We also run a level 1 course, which obviously from entry level you go on to the level 1, and the level 1 course is a English and maths grade of between 2 and 3, and then from that course we move on to a level 2 course, and we run several level 2. At level 2 we sort of plateau out into different courses, and there's different routes you can take, and the reason we've opened them routes up is because there's going to be a massive change in the industry in the coming years, as we know. As we try to meet our carbon footprint, we obviously are going to change from the traditional motor vehicle engine car to a hybrid, which we're already with, hybrid turning to electrical, and then to the fully plug-in electrical cars. So at that route we will run a auto electrical course, which gives us an insight in a motor vehicle mechanical course, and obviously what we call a sub-diploma. Sub-diploma is just below a full diploma, but it allows us to get to those students that may struggle a little bit but need that extra time to really reach their full potential to move on through the grades. And obviously our flagship course is the level 3. I think we are probably one of the few colleges that actually run the full-time level 3, and it is very successful. Most of the level 3s that are there this year are already working part-time within the motor industry, which is good for us, so the destinations look good. And that is the whole point of doing any course at NKC, is to prepare you for employment, prepare you for the industry, and for you to move forward. So that's the courses that we actually run. But that is just a snapshot of where you actually fit within the motor industry. So anybody that thinks that they haven't got the grades, please talk to us first and let's see what we can do for you, okay? Because we are looking for people with practical skills. Although there is a lot of theory, okay, the practical is the thing that we will earn our money from. I haven't been in the industry for longer than I can think, from 15 onwards, owning my own business. So As they say, you've seen it and been there. What are you going to be? What are we going to be teaching you? You've seen the rest of the courses that have been offered at NKC College, and if you put that into a perspective of everyone you've seen tonight, you'll be doing in motor vehicle, because every car that you drive does have air conditioning, does have electrical, does have plumbing, and does have mechanical engineering in it. So everybody you've seen tonight is part of what you're going to be doing in motor vehicles. So your transferable skills will be paramount for you moving forward. Okay. So, you know, you will be pretty skilled at the end of it, okay, to move forward, and people do branch out. What you've got to think outside the box in motor vehicle, because there's so many routes you can go to: trains, buses, heavy goods, light goods, so army vehicles. So there is a wide range of opportunities for you to move into in industry. So let's hope that we can give you the tools to be able to go forward with that and meet your career ambitions, basically.
Perfect. Thank you, Andy. That was a really good insight there. Would you be able to just expand or confirm if you guys have a application process within your department? I know there's questionnaires that some other construction courses do.
Yeah, before the process is exactly the same as many other courses. Obviously, you apply, and with that application, we'll be in touch with you. We'll send you a questionnaire that you need to send in, so it shows us your real drive, why you want to do motor vehicle, and we'll base around that the questions that were asked you at interview. Okay, the students are approachable, so don't be shaking in your boots as though you're going to be asked questions. Yeah, we know you're coming into the industry, and everyone is different when they come in. Some might have done some work with their family, their grandfather, their dad, etc., etc. But you know, for us, we want to teach you the right way, and that's what we're about here at NK College. What I want to expand on also is, you know, at level 3, what we didn't really go into the units. You will be studying every part of a vehicle, and we break them into modulated systems. So if you think about like in electrical, plumbing side of it, so that's cooling and plumbing, mechanical, so all these gearboxes, everything that's on a car, we have to give you, and you're building on knowledge. It's building blocks from entry level to level 1 to level 2 to level 3. When you get to level 3 or really at level 2, we start then looking at the diagnostics. Okay, the diagnostics is the big where you earn your money. We have got a fabulous workshop, big workshop, 14 odd ramps, dealer quality workshop, and our tools and our equipment match that. Okay, so whatever you see on a car, tyres, you will be covering everything to do with motor vehicle.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Andy. Is there anything that you would just like to expand on and just end on before I play your video in regards to apprenticeships, work placements, progression routes, anything like that?
What I have pleasure in reporting right now is just this week, we've been under stress with COVID for the last year, and it's nice to see some green shoots. And more garages are coming forward with apprentice needs. Okay, so obviously we're sort of like, although we don't want to be called an employment agency, anybody out there that needs students or needs someone to start on the apprenticeship trail, come to NK College. I think we've got a very good reputation in that area, and we run the level 3 standard, which is standard for the industry, which obviously is a 3-year course. And what's nice is you can jump off the full-time course at any time into that apprenticeship program. Okay, all being that it's the right time of the year, obviously, that we're taking that intake of students. So our apprenticeship program is very strong. And obviously this week we had 3 or 4 applications for students where jobs have not been filled. Okay, so we will place our best students into them areas and put them on the apprenticeship program for September.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Andy. Andy's obviously going to be in for the live Q&A, so we'll see you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
So I'm going to just play you the motor vehicle video now, and you'll be able to see the amazing workshops that motor vehicle have on offer for you guys. So please enjoy.
I'm Andy Stevens. I'm the curriculum manager for motor vehicle. Previously been in the trade since I was 15, so it's a few years now, and currently been at the college from 2005 to present, and obviously gone through the college. Was a student at the college originally to gain my qualifications. We run levels from entry to level 3. Okay, so the entry level is basic motor vehicle skills, okay, and building you up ready for the level 1 for those that can move forward, and then the level 1 onto a level 2, and then the level 2 we run an automotive electrical, because that's the future of industry, and then on to level 3, also a level 3 auto electrical and a level 3 mechanical. Okay, so that gets you ready for industry. We also have 2 levels of apprenticeship group, a level 2 auto care, which is the basics of motor vehicle, as in tracking, aimed at really at quick fit, Halfords and people like that, so quick turnaround jobs. And also we run a level 3, which is a standard, which takes us for a 3-year course to get you to a fully qualified technician.
Louis, motor vehicle level 3. It's my second year at college, so I was here doing level 2 last year. I've progressed on to level 3 this year. There was loads of different units, fabrication with like pipe bending, welding, cutting metals. There's another unit on transmissions, like gearboxes, how they work, fundamentals of them, engine management. Doing a lot of engine management this year, which is the big step up. Like last year it was mainly fabrication, like refit and repair stuff. This year it's more like electronic controls, how they work, why they work, and why engines need electronics, like to work alongside the manual, like mechanical side of it as well.
We have a main dealer workshop with 12 ramps in one workshop, and a level 3 diagnostic workshop where we have diagnostics from Bosch, Autel, Pico and Gutmann. We also do air conditioning. We have a fully working MOT bay with the latest tracking equipment. So we run tracking from the basics all the way to the digital latest tracking equipment. You know, you can come here and you can learn everything that you need to know about a car to be out and go and gain your self-employment. At present we've got 48 apprentices, so they've already gained jobs, and they're mainly from our full-time cohort. Okay, because obviously people, when they're on the full-time course, the garages come to us, or we've got 4 at Gratian Borough Council. We've got a lot of main dealers and Mercedes specialists that come to the college, and we train them, and also a lot of independents. It's quite a diverse cohort of students, and our aim is to get them into employment, obviously.
College I feel is more hands-on, which is more suited to me. I want to go into like sort of the more manual sort of stuff instead of the research and development that you'd probably get from a sixth form course. If they're thinking about doing it, definitely do it. It's completely different to school. It's a big step up. There's a lot of trust that the lecturers give you. With what you put in is what you get out. I mean, if you do really well, you'll get a really good qualification out of it, and you'll get a trade for life. So it's really worth doing.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the motor vehicle slot there. Again, if you've missed any of the slots throughout this whole event, you can head to the YouTube playlist, which is Online Open Event 21. All the subject area videos and support area videos are on that playlist for you guys to watch at your own leisure. And if you would like more information in regards to careers, apprenticeships, bursary, SEN, want to speak to a dedicated tutor for that little bit more insight, then head to northkent.ac.uk, select College Life at the top, your time at college, and then online open day support, and it will all be there for you. The forms there, the videos are there. You can fill the form out and a staff member will get back to you within the next working week. Again, we are now about to head into our Q&A slot. So if you have any questions, you've still got time, head over to Facebook or Instagram and comment. And lastly, if you would like to apply for any of the courses that you have seen today, then please head to the website and apply now for a September start with us. So I'm going to go directly into the Q&As now. I'm going to start with electrical. So I'm going to bring Omar on. Hello.
You all right there, Sean?
How are you?
Not bad, thank you. That's
Good,
pretty good today, isn't it? The old Q&A session.
Yeah,
and
it's
all the
gone
other bits and
well.
pieces. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good to see all the other departments. So.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
good. It's really good. So somebody's asked, would this course teach me how to wire a house?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Okay, well that was
Yeah.
an easy answer.
Yeah. So we do all the wiring, the installation, the planning, measurements, testing. We teach all the different aspects in regards to that. So.
Okay, perfect. And
Cool.
just a little question that I would like to ask you as well directly is
No worries.
in terms of PAT testing, do you guys kind of go into that?
PAT testing is actually a separate course. I suppose it's like at the end of once you've done all your electrical level 1, 2, and 3, you can also get I call them like the dessert sort of study courses at the end sort of thing. So you can do like testing, inspection, regulations. PAT testing is another one as well. So it is a short course that you can do. We don't actually run it here at the moment. We talk about it and we explain a little bit about what it is. But in regards to that, it is a separate course that you'd have to do. Get in touch with a local company and have a little chat with them in regards to that. But we do teach it, so yeah. So you do know about it. That's the main thing.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
No worries. Cheers.
I'm gonna move on to plumbing now. So I'm gonna go back to Chris.
You all right, Sean? You all right?
I'm good. So somebody has asked, can I work for a company during my course? I assume that they mean like a job. They can still have.
You can do. I mean, you only come to college 2 days a week. So what you want to do with the other 3 days a week is entirely up to you. But if they're if they're sort of saying about apprenticeships, then they can't come to this college if they've got an apprenticeship. Purely we don't do them. But there's no reason why you can't go and get a part-time job as a plumber or some form of plumbing firm all the days you're not at college. Yeah. So why not?
Perfect. And somebody's asked, do you cover the heat side of plumbing?
We do, yeah, level 1s and level 2s. We do cover the heating, ventilation side as such. Aircon sort of more ventilation, but we do touch on a little bit in theory. But practical, yeah, we install radiators, towel rails, which is a substitute for radiator in the bathroom. So yeah, we do the heating. We don't do boilers or anything because that's more level 3. So we like I say, we just do the basics level 1 and level 2. But we do cover heating in it, both practical and theory. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Chris. I'm going to bring Chris White on now. I'm going to ask him to talk about the computer-aided design part of engineering. Hello.
All right.
How are you?
Fine.
Good. If you could obviously just expand on the computer-aided design part of engineering so people can get that little bit of insight, that would be amazing.
Well, nowadays, if we're looking at modern engineering processes, we need a drawing to be able to manufacture the part from. But we can also take a drawing and derive a code to drive a computer-controlled machine tool to create the part. There are certain machines, if maybe some of the students have already heard of them, called 3D printers, where you can take a model of maybe a mouse. If you could draw something like that, then we can model it. We will teach you how to model it, even from the our first or level 1 course. They will be modeling tools. Most of my level 1 students who do study CAD, we do offer CAD in level 1, level 2, and level 3 and the HNC as well, at varying degrees of complexity. But even at the level 1s, they will actually produce models in plastic of their designs. We move on to level 2, we start looking at how we would put this into production. In level 3, we'll start looking at how this can help us with design, because at level 3, we're learning how to analyze and make sure that we have created our designs strong enough to actually perform the tasks that they've been asked for. So we'll be using computer-aided analysis. So we'll be putting a load or simulating a load, or what happening up. If it expands, which most metals do, then are we going to have enough allowance to allow the mechanism or whatever we're designing to work? Level 4 and 5, when we're looking at HNC, or even at level 3, we'd be looking at using computer-aided design for printed circuit boards. So we'd be looking at circuit design, we'd be looking at manufacture of the circuit boards, we would be looking at wiring diagrams within manufactured mechanisms.
Yep.
And also it depends on, as far as the evening classes that I run as well, more and more we're getting into the architectural and the mechanical and electrical and plumbing industry, where they're talking about using what's known as building information modeling systems, where more and more now houses, commercial buildings are being modeled completely digitally.
Perfect. Wow. So very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you very much, Chris, for that insight. It's been brilliant. Thank you very much. I'm going to move on to the next area now. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
So I'm going to move on to refrigeration and aircon. So I'm just going to bring Scott back on. Hello.
Hi, Sean. Hello. How are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. Just a quick one. Somebody has asked, what is the difference between refrigeration and aircon? Is it two separate parts of the course?
No. Refrigeration and air conditioning use exactly the same components, where you've got the four major components on the system. The difference in refrigeration is you're cooling down food. You either refrigerate it down to about +4, or you're going to freeze it down to about -18. So it's all about refrigerating and freezing food products to be able to be held in a cold store. Air conditioning is conditioning the air. That can be removing moisture, adding moisture, heating the air up or cooling the air down. Obviously, heating the air up in winter and cooling the air down in summer. We can also filter it and produce it and pump it around the building via ductwork and ventilated systems. So air conditioning is mainly about cooling. It's human comfort. It's cooling people in the region of 19 to 21 degrees C, bringing in cold air, heating it up, or bringing in hot air and cooling it down to get in that region for us, for human comfort. But not only that, we can use air conditioning for other systems like computer systems that, really need to go down to about +10 degrees C.
Yeah.
So realistically, refrigeration is all about the food and cooling food. Air conditioning is about cooling or heating the air for us people, for human comfort, or for other things like IT and equipment.
Perfect.
But the same equipment.
Okay, thank you. And somebody else has asked, do we learn commercial and domestic based elements?
Yes. Obviously, in air conditioning, VRF systems, variable refrigerant flow, multiples, fan codes within buildings is all got to do with commercial buildings. So we go into that quite a lot, especially on the bigger systems that we've got here. And also on the domestic, which is totally the other side in your houses, we do touch on domestic fridges using propane, butane, making sure they're intrinsically safe, and we do touch up on that. Moving on slightly to commercial, where you get salad tray units that you find in shops, and also, as I mentioned before, in domestics, it's good now that we're using the refrigeration system now to heat water in domestic houses, which in a few years, because of its efficiency, will take over the boiler systems. And you'll see these small sort of square boxes outside houses in the next 5 years to 8 years to come.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you. So I'm going to move back to Andy now from Motor Vehicle. So I'm going to bring Andy back on. Hello.
Hi, Sean.
Hello. Somebody's asked, do I need to wear a uniform? And do I have to pay for this?
Okay. we have to wear, for health and safety reasons, we have to wear a traditional overalls. Yes, there is a course fee, as on most courses, for materials, and the overalls this year, and I don't know if there's going to be an increase, obviously, with an NKC badge on it and a colour that denotes what year you're actually studying in, and they follow you through right to level 3. So your overalls should last, unless you grow over that time, about £35. Okay, and that will be, we will order the overalls, measure you up so you get completely the correct size. You will though supply your own boots, okay, because people may need, as long as they're still toe caps, they might have arch issues in their foot, so they can get the boots that actually they need if it's a medical. So that is down to them, but we do supply the overalls, and we'd like you, it's not paramount, but we'd like you to have our overalls so we can denote what level you're in when you're in the workshop. Okay.
Okay, perfect. And somebody else has said, my goal is to work on supercars. Is this course something that would help me get there?
You have to start somewhere. You can't just go to a supercar and start working. That is always everyone's dream. And what is a supercar?
I assume Formula One, maybe.
Like a supercar. No, I think they're talking about Ferraris and McLarens.
Oh, yeah, that could be
okay,
it.
and Aston Martin, etc. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Engines are the same. It doesn't matter what car they're in. Unfortunately, we don't have a supercar. We have a little Morgan, which is a vintage car, but we don't have a supercar. So it's what you denote as a supercar. Okay. Yes, you will be. You will. What you learn is basics in any car. Okay, and you have to start somewhere. So where you start from, and that's in all trades. That's what we're about. Yeah, you have to build on it to get to where you want to be. And we have had students that have actually gone on to work for Williams in Formula One. One of my apprentices that came to NKC College. I wasn't a lecturer here. I had my own business. He went on. His first port of call was at Barcelona. On the circuit there for Williams. Okay, so yes, you never know. That's what I'm saying. The world is your oyster. You have to embrace it and see where you end up, as we all do.
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much, Andy.
Thank you.
So now I'm just going to try and bring Steve back on from engineering just to see if his mic works again. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Sean. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great.
So somebody's asked, is there any engineering course fees at all?
Yes, there's a materials fee of currently at £25 for the materials on the course. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And also somebody else has asked, I have learning difficulties. Are you able to still support me within engineering?
Yes, very much so. We have a dedicated team involved with supporting students with specific needs within the classroom, and that's conducted by a particular unit within the college. We've been very successful in supporting students with special needs and moving on to very good careers.
Perfect, thank you. And obviously, Steve, I know you had mic issues earlier in the open event, but if there's anything just for the last couple of minutes that you would like to just kind of say or recap on, please feel free to.
Yes, thank you. No, well, Dave summed up pretty well my area, really. It was really the two distinct areas. One was an EAL pathway, which tends to be more practical and hands-on, and a BTEC pathway, which is more theoretical, a little bit more academic in comparison. So yes, we have levels 1 through to level 4 within the engineering area. So we're catering for all types of applicant, all types of entrant, whether you're practical hands-on, you'll be EAL. If you are more academic, more technical, then it'll be more akin to BTEC. But as Dave indicated, we have some very good employers looking for some potential students at the end of each pathway, and typically BAE Systems, who we have very strong links with, who are currently at Rochester.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
So I've got time for probably one or two more questions. So I'm going to head to, let me just see what questions we have here. I'm going to go to Omar from Electrical. Hello. Somebody's asked, could you just confirm where your courses are based, please? Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much, Omar. I'm going to bring Chris back on just for the last question. Let me see. Hello, Chris. Just a quick question here. Would I need to bring my own tools in, or do you supply these? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, one sec.
Job done?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. All the tools throughout the courses we do supply, the basic tools that they use, but there's no reason why they can't bring their own tools. Mark them up so identify it from ours. Yeah, there's no reason why. But yeah, we supply all the tools, all the equipment. We do find some students every now and again do bring their own tools in because it's what they're used to using at work. So.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for clarifying that. Thank you very much, Chris. So that is the end of the online event today. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. Just before I go and close the event, if you have missed any of the slots today, please don't panic. You can see all the subject area and support area videos on our YouTube playlist. So just head to YouTube, North Kent College and playlist, and it's under Online Open Event 21. Again, if you need that extra support, please head over to the support page that is still going to be live. Head over to the form on there, submit your details, and a staff member will get back to you within the next working week. So that's on northkent.ac.uk, college life, your time at college, and then online open day support. Obviously, we've done all the Q&As today, so there's no more questions, unfortunately, you can ask us. But if you do have any questions that you haven't had answered today, and you can't get onto the form for any reason, then please just give us a ring. We are here to support and help you in your next steps. And obviously, for a September start, please head to the website and apply now. You can head to the link that's at the bottom here. That will take you directly to the basket page, or you can just head to North Kent College .ac.uk and apply online via there as well. But just lastly, I'd like to thank everybody who has taken the time out to view our online open event, ask questions and got involved. If you missed your slot, again, please head to the YouTube channel on the open day playlist, or head to the support page for more information. And a big thing, please try not to be concerned about the cancellation of exams this year and how teachers' assessments could affect you. We are the experts in assessing your potential and making sure that courses are right for you. We don't want to let this pandemic put your career aspirations on hold, and we will find different ways to allow you to let your talent shine, so no one will be at a disadvantage, and you can continue on your path to success, and hopefully that success with NKC. Just before I go, you can contact our careers advisors by email on careers@northkent.ac.uk or phone them on 01322 629 Other than that, if you decide that you'd like to apply for any of these courses, then of course head to the website, and we would really hope to see you soon in September. Again, just one last big thank you to all of the staff that have taken the time out today to showcase their wonderful areas. And yes, thank you everybody for your support. And thank you all the viewers today for listening and tuning in. We hope we have helped you. Hopefully we'll see you in September. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.